Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Week 2, Match 1 of the Chicago Bocce League. We got the Fulton Market Butchers versus the Park Ridge Penguins. I'm Mike Sheldon. With me for the entire match, Mr. Alex Guerra.
What's up?
We are live from the Chicago Bocce Club here in West Town, Chicago. How you feeling, Alex?
I feel awesome, man. This was an incredible first week, energetic, explosive. We learned a lot, but we also accomplished a lot. And I'm really excited for week 2 to get going and to kind of take what we learned in the off week and keep building, keep growing. And I think it starts tonight with a really fun matchup, a lot of familiar faces.
We have this week, we have an interesting, the way that things have shaken out this week. We have, of course, every team has only played one series so far. But we have the first place team versus the first place team in the north versus the first place team in the south. We have the second place team playing the second place team, and tonight we started off with the third place team playing the third place team. The third place team in the south being the Fulton Market Butchers, and the third place team in the north being the Park Ridge Penguins. In just a minute here, we're going to have a chat with Park Ridge Penguins owner Nick Draus. But both these teams looking for a big win here in week 2, their first ever. One of these teams is going to get their first ever match win.
Someone's got to get it.
Take a look at our match preview. Butchers dropped a very close match to your very own Bucktown Billy Goats. You can see, even though they lost, point differential was actually even. I think it was 12-11 Goats first game, 12-10 Butchers second game, 12-11 Goats third game. Andy Zimmerman, 2 walk-off stick Ralphas, and somehow did not win player of the match.
What a debut for our friend Andy. Couldn't have asked for a better script. Both of our wins were in his hands. The loss, really, we did squeeze him in for the last frame, but it was really out of his hands. We did a lot of subbing in the second game, try to rotate through our bench and get players some reps. But he really showed up and showed out. And I don't know. He didn't win player of the match, but our good friend and birthday girl today, Lauren McDermott, did win player of the match. The people spoke, and McD won it, and we won the game.
And on the other side of the coin, Park Ridge Penguins took it to 3 games against the Beverly Jacks. How you doing, Nick? But struggled a little bit, as you can see by the numbers, below 50% shooting and just above 60% rolling. They'll look to pick those numbers up tonight. With us in the booth now, Park Ridge Penguins owner Nick Draus. How you doing, Nick?
Good evening. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Good.
Talk to us. Why Park Ridge?
Well, I was born and raised there, and still live there right now. And so that's one reason. That's the main one. And if you look at our squad, 4 out of the 6 are either from that area or very near to it. And it's something for the community. So happy to be there. Happy to have their support, and glad that we were able to get 4 people that are around the surrounding area.
How are you feeling after that week 1 match against the Jacks?
I think we got a lot to work on. Talking to the team, a lot of nerves played into it. The first game for sure. I ran back and did a whole stat sheet of made comments of every frame. We let up a 4-banger, a 3-banger, and it's hard to come back from those. Very hard. Second game, we pulled it through a little bit. Third game was tough, but we wanted people to get experience out there, feel the nerves, feel the crowd. We had 150-plus people here on Saturday, and I think that definitely plays into how the players respond.
How are we going to avoid giving up those big frames tonight?
Cover up. That's the big thing, And take your time, too. If you guys haven't watched the broadcast on Saturday, yourself and Jess were talking about how much time was left on the shot clock, and to really take your time, use your timeouts. I think we used 1 in the first game, and we eberfused it, so we left all of our timeouts on the field. But I think that's important.
Chicago reference for Mike.
Yeah, that's right. It's our
what was that?
Old head coach for the Bears. So he was
Notoriously,
known for not calling timeouts to kind of corral everybody in. So talked about that a lot with him.
Nice. How do we? Is that the only difference in approach that we're going to see tonight? Is covering up a little bit more towards the end of frames, or any other notable differences that you want to share?
That and taking your time, and I mean, on average, I went through the film twice personally by myself. It was like 10 to 15 seconds before.
I think that was the case for most teams. On Thursday night, the debut, I refereed, and I had the timer in my hand. And after the first game, I said, take it or leave it, guys. But everyone's leaving about 15 seconds on the clock. 25 seconds seems like not that much time, and when you have a conversation, it goes faster. But when you're just setting up to roll,
right,
maybe 2 or 3 seconds before you pick up that ball, right?
Right.
2 seconds to check in with yourself and remind yourself that, hey, these courts might be a little slower than Highwood, or hey, I need to make sure that this ball's in on the left, whatever it is.
Right. And I think too, looking at the defensive options, put it in front to avoid a shot out or something like that. So
interesting. So there was a lot of conversation with the broadcasters about the Chicago style being overly conservative, but you're actually suggesting being more conservative.
It avoids the big frames.
Okay.
Let up 1 or 2 here or there, and see where it goes.
Beautiful. Well, good luck out there tonight, Nick.
Thank you guys so much.
And hopefully you guys
can get you guys
first.
do. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Nick.
it.
We
all
appreciate
do.
you.
Thank you guys.
Good luck. Have fun.
Go Penguins.
Starting tonight for the Park Ridge Penguins, same starting lineup as last week for both teams. Singles, we got Maurizio Pirelli versus Vanessa Garippo. And the Crone brothers starting on the double side of the court for the Penguins. I think we might see a little difference in game calling. I was talking to Bridget yesterday. I think they felt that their game calling at times was a little bit all over the place.
They want an identity tonight?
Kind of too many cooks in the kitchen.
Okay.
So I think we might potentially see Bridget calling the game from the bench for the Penguins. We'll keep an eye on that. For your Fulton Market Butchers, starting at the pointer position on the double side of the court, your reigning player of the match, Lauren McDermott. And with her on the double side of the court, Mr. Vito Buonsante.
I'm looking for a big game out of Vito tonight. I think he's going to play really well.
We saw Vito played well last week. Watching the tape back, it seemed like he was, what's that?
Oh, a lot of field goals.
He was, yes. And he was often hitting his first shot and then his first shot of the frame and then missing his second shot of the frame. So I saw that a handful of times from him.
But when Vito's dialed in, he's as explosive a player as anyone else in the CBL. And I know that he knows what kind of player he is. And I think that's my prediction. I think McDee's, always going to be steady pointer on her side. Maurizio came out, played excellent. If you saw the match between Maurizio and Andy, it was a real sort of heavyweight battle for two lightweight guys.
Sure. Speaking of Park Ridge, Fulton Market, Bucktown, Highwood, Elmwood Park, all these different places that we're playing out of, Beverly too, of course. A lot of you at home probably, even some of us in Chicago, maybe not super familiar with where all these locations are. I'll give you a look at our CBL universe. These are how our franchises are laid out on the map around the city of Chicago. Got pretty good north to south and east to west coverage.
Not so much east. Go a little further east here in the middle of Lake Michigan. Maybe our expansion team can play.
Sure.
Can be Grand Rapids or something.
Underwater.
Yeah. Atlantis. But No, this is, I mean, if we were to have 40 teams, you'd probably see even more of a concentration around Chicago there. But I love the way this looks. It makes sense, representing north side, south side, west side, and then, 3 or 2 neighborhoods in Chicago. And it maps well, Mike.
Chicago Bocce Club located right inside the sea of Chicago.
Yeah, Fulton Market, about a 5-minute walk. So in Chicago, they call it a city of neighborhoods. You can easily walk from one neighborhood to the other. And we are just on the outskirts of Fulton Market. If you're selling real estate, you could even call us Fulton Market to drive the price of your real estate up. But technically it's not. We're West Town. We know what we are. We represent it. We identify with it. And the Fulton Market Butchers are identifying a awesome neighborhood that is actually known for, meat packing plants and the slaughterhouse district, if you will, of Chicago. A lot of old butcher meat connection to this city, and it's all right there in Fulton Market, about a quarter mile east of here.
Shout out to everybody watching from all around the city of Chicago and elsewhere. Let us know in the chat, please, where you're watching from. We got it. Elmwood Park. See Dallas Bocce Club. Nice. Thank you all for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, please click the thumbs up button for us. We will be starting our first game of the match in about 6 minutes here. Matches in the CBL are best of 3, games to 12. You get 3 points for winning in 2 games, 2 points for winning in 3 games, 1 point for losing in 3 games, and 0 points for losing in 2 games. We have yet to see a sweep. Do you think we might see one tonight?
I don't. I think that the great equalizer tonight, Mike, is familiarity. Okay, so none of these players are going to scare the other players. These are 2 teams who are surrounding each other every day, every league, every venue, and I think that that's going to make. So let's say that on paper the Butchers might be favored. Would you agree?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the Penguins will feed off of a familiarity. They'll know how to maybe get into the heads of the top Butchers. Meanwhile, the Butchers might feel a little more relaxed, and maybe that's good for them because we talked about the nerves earlier too. But usually when you're playing your friends, things neutralize a little bit.
Yeah, and I think for sure expect all these players to be less nerves, a little more comfortable in this environment. We expect about 75 people-ish here tonight in attendance at the Chicago Bocce Club.
It's about half of what these teams walked into on Saturday.
Yeah, so maybe a little less pressure.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I think we're going to see a very close match, especially with the Penguins potentially taking a pretty defensive approach, as Nick talked about. Sure.
And I think we have to acknowledge maybe what won the Penguins their second game against the Jacks is I think there's going to be a perennial home court advantage here for the Park Ridge Penguins. They seem to have the biggest fan base. They have the loudest fan base. They've done a great job with their marketing presence and their brand presence, and I think that might will its way to a couple wins for them throughout the season.
I was teasing Bridget last night a little bit. I was saying, you guys won the preseason, but now you got to play bocce. Yeah. See, we got Erie, Pennsylvania in the chat, Waco, Texas, Saratoga Springs, hey, Dad, Murfreesboro,
Florida,
Mick,
Boynton Beach, Florida,
Highwood, Philly,
Racine,
Lexington,
Wisconsin. That's where my dad lives. He lives in Racine. I'm a member of the Roma Lodge, and my dad lives about 10 minutes from there. You were there last fall?
Roma Lodge? Never been there. Never been to Wisconsin.
You didn't make it. We're trying to get you there.
Yeah,
okay.
Something like that.
Okay, so Roma Lodge, famously carpeted courts with a pit on the back wall, about an hour and a half north of here. Really cool club, 101 years old.
Cool.
Yeah.
Before we get started with our Fulton Market Butchers versus Park Ridge Penguins, coming up on Sunday, we have a very special broadcast from Lorenzino's Bocce Club in Youngstown, Ohio. It's the OBL Season 1 All-Star Game and the Futures Game. That broadcast will start at 3 p.m. Eastern. It's 2 p.m. Central on Sunday, March 1st. I will be flying out to Youngstown, Ohio. The Futures game, we're going to kick off the broadcast with the Futures game. It's going to be future OBL stars under the age of 18. Should be
So
real
cool.
fun to watch.
So cool, yeah. How many players do you have for that?
That would be a question for the commissioner. I don't know. I can tell you how many graphics we got. Can't tell you how many players we got.
Fair.
And then we will have skills competition, followed by the Season 1 All-Star game. We expect the All-Star game to begin at about 5:30 Eastern. Here are your starters and your bench players as you, the fans, partially voted for. Fans had 33% of the decision. As you can see, for the South Division, we have an open spot. Gianni Colaizzi unable to make the game. So you can vote now on OhioBocceLeague.com for the player who will replace him. You can choose between the next 4 finishers in the voting, which were Ron Capogreco, Mike Nardone, Rock Delicio, and Nick Ottaviani. Nick Ottaviani has had quite the last few weeks, winning the Slovenian home tournament, and then this past weekend winning the Lorenzino's co-ed quads.
There you go, front runner for early contender for Ohio Player of the Year.
Well, the Penguins just finished their meeting on the bullpen court, making their way over to our feature court, Court 1. Our referees are going over the rules, and then we will have a coin flip here shortly.
And the bleachers are starting to fill up. We got a nice crowd in the bleachers tonight. You'll see a lot of them hanging out behind.
Beautiful. Well, we expect another great night of bocce. Thanks again so much for joining us. Alex is going to be with me the entire match from game 2 and beyond. A potential, whether or not we go to 3 games. We expect to see 3 games, but whether or not we do, we will have Andy Zimmerman with us as well for the second and potential 3rd game.
The second best player of the match.
Yeah, that's tough. It was neck and neck. I was keeping an eye on the voting. Andy ended up losing that vote. 161 votes for Lauren McDermott and 145 votes for Andy Zimmerman. Neck and neck, and then Lauren pulled away right at the end.
Well, you heard what Andy Bonillo got Lauren McDermott for her birthday?
What's that?
A bot farm.
Yeah, it is her birthday, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Happy birthday, McD.
Yeah, so Lauren McDermott, I'm going to be referring to her as McD for the rest of the day. That's how I know her, and that's how most of you know her too. So I'll try to say Lauren, but forgive me if it comes out as McD. She's one of my best friends, teammates, confidants, and I'm excited to watch her roll from this side of the fence tonight instead of against her as I was last night.
All right, let's send it down to the court. Got a new feature, as some of you eagle-eye viewers might notice. Going to have our frame count displayed on the scoreboard, courtesy of Bocce Labs. Shout out Dave Hoffman, Tony D'Onofrio, Milan Tomic.
Well, they're breaking into a happy birthday for McD before the game. She's going to love that. She's embarrassed. I wonder if that's a Penguin strategic move.
Looks like the Penguins have won the toss. First Paulino of the match is delivered from Mrs. Vanessa Garippo.
Vanessa and Maurizio, again, very familiar with each other, good friends off the court, enemies on. but connected through they have a very similar taste in music, and they often go to a lot of the same concerts and festivals together. But they both are consummate competitors, so. Two heavy balls to start. Great fix there. Maurizio would have liked to see that fix in the second ball, but figured it out and put the ball in such a good spot that the frame is not quite out of hand.
About 3 inches between that ball and Paulino. She should be shooting this off the wall.
And she is.
Oh, wow. I came off a lot less than I expected it to. She's going to go after it again. And deeper on the wall.
And now Maurizio's taken control back over this frame. The walls hold here. So Maurizio talking to his partner Vito about potentially shooting his own ball back. There is enough distance there where he could chip it out and leave Vanessa with 2. But he's going to stay aggressive. Big 3, took the frame back, snatched it.
Wow. That happened very quickly.
I think he was shooting pile on Vanessa's balls.
Oh, for sure.
And he caught the left ball and got a favorable bounce. But the walls hold more than Highwood, but there is a way to get to the ball that you need to. And I'm surprised the Penguins haven't found that yet in their practices.
A little bit deflating there for the Penguins. Looked like a real command of that frame until they didn't. Coming into this game as what most people are going to consider the underdogs, a chance to jump out to an early lead.
Great first ball by McD.
A little bit of what Nick was talking about pregame. Sean with the reset, taking his time.
It's like he forgot about it and then remembered. Good ball there.
That'll help. As we said, coming into this match, Penguins shooting 45%. Abysmal. The worst shooting performance that we've seen over the course of a full match from either the Chicago Bocce League or the Ohio Bocce League.
So to answer your question, Jimmy Paisano, maybe that's why they don't shoot. No, I think the one thing about this Penguins roster is that they don't have a nut shooter on their team, right? They've got good rollers. The rolling percentages will go up. Great ball by Vito there.
Vito Buonsante.
Sticks around. But the Penguins, when people look at this team, they look at a lot of chemistry, a lot of good bocce players, good bocce IQ. But as far as execution from a shooting perspective, it's something that they might have missed in the draft.
Third ball of the frame for the Penguins. And Butchers are going to have 2 balls back, and could be a real quick hole for the Park Ridge Penguins. 1 ball each for Vito and Lauren McDermott.
Sean Crone taking his time again, so following the advice from team owner Nick Drous. Parks it on the right. It's in. It's a little bit of a teaser, not a terrible ball.
Paulino trickles. It's going to be. Oh, wow.
Wow, okay. Perspective can be funny sometimes. These courts are very big. They're something like 800 square feet.
Good sign from Vito there, though.
2 for 2.
We talked about in the pregame. A lot of times last week, struggled to hit twice in the frame. 5-zip.
Yeah, 2 good shots, too. Just a unfortunate Paulino roll there.
Real quick. 5-zip. Your Park Ridge Penguins, sponsored by J&M Tap. Shout out Mark 1 and Mark 2 behind the bar there. J&M. 957 North Levitt, Chicago, Illinois. We will be there later on.
If this game stays like this, maybe earlier than you thought. I'd be remiss not to mention my team's venue partner, the Billy Goat Tavern, historic Chicago bar where the Billy Goat Curse is named after, is the bar partner of the Bucktown Billy Goats. We're really excited about that. Nice shot by Vanessa. Vanessa, two-tool player. Those of you who don't know, of course you know Vanessa. She's America's favorite bocce player. Controversy-free, great teammate, loyal friend. Plays with everybody. You played your first tournament with her, right? Last month?
Yeah, at the Slovenian home. Great tournament. I'll leave it at that. Great tournament. Had a fun time. Maurizio's this is a very quintessential Maurizio call. Going to try and steal this point. There's probably about 5 inches there.
This is going to aggravate our Ohio friends. Hey, rolls it in.
There's a lot more room
That's
there.
That's a long
than I thought.
5 inches, Mike.
That was wrong. Well, for most players, this would be a bad sign, but from Vanessa, Vanessa is known for, what would you call it, like expressing that she does not like a ball out of her hand and then having it turn out to be a great ball.
Yeah, misdiagnosing her roles. Tough start for the Penguins. All the momentum in the world on the first frame. And that ball's short. They might get away with this. Maurizio had a similar point last frame when he finally made point, so he should know how to tuck this in on the wall. But he's going high side. No, he goes wall side. I'm sorry.
Well, he could bump this back ball.
That's a good ball. That's a great ball.
Yeah,
settling in. After 2 bad first balls, 5 out of the last 6, it looked really good.
Oh, 3 frames, 7 quick points for the Butchers. And similar position here, Paulino for Laura McDermott. This ball leaves the line open, probably about 2 feet. Alex, what do you think of this spot on the court? it seems like if there's anywhere on the court that can be a tricky line to find, is Vito. See if we can get 3 in a row. Nice and clean. Vito Bonsante. This line on the court, do you find this like right side of the court, this outside part of the court, whatever you want to call it, to be, do you find any spot on the court to be difficult to find the line?
I feel like if a ball comes off your hand the wrong way, and it's not, and the sides are very forgiving and the middle is very straight, and on those 2 areas between the side and the wall, it'll exaggerate the way it came off your hand funny. But if you roll the ball straight, you roll it the right way, the minute it comes off your hand, you feel good about it. So yes and no.
I didn't phrase the question very well, but I asked because I've played on these courts less probably than you have, and then a lot of the players have. But if there has been one kind of tricky spot where the balls can fade one direction or the other, it's been this right side of your screen here.
Look at this. Great ball by McD. The birthday girl.
Pretty aggressive.
Yeah, she led the first frame of the first game against us last week. She hit the Polito on the back wall. Would have given us 4, but she rolled it in. Touched the Polito on the way.
See if the Penguins can get a fortunate bounce here. Sean Crone.
Got it.
That's going to work. I mean, that might be his target. He has a double target over here on the right side as his last ball rolls down the court. It's going to be a little bit short. He had the double target over on the right side. If he hit, I mean, he really didn't actually, I guess.
No, I do think the point was his target, but there was enough balls around there that it emboldened him to hit something, right? Tough measure on the wall here. Ref's doing a great job. Peyton Bachhold, Jeff Giegold. Peyton, of course, has played in nationals. She's played in tournaments across the country. She's a great player who doesn't play a lot.
Quick game, Alex. 4 frames, 9 points.
I like that Fulton Market Butchers red on the scoreboard. It's bloody.
As we tick over 200 live devices, appreciate you all tuning in for week 2 of the Chicago Bocce League, Fulton Market Butchers versus the Park Ridge Penguins. If you're not subscribed to the BBN, please subscribe. Please click that thumbs up button on today's broadcast if you haven't done so yet. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Goat Coats, sponsor of the Fulton Market Butchers. You can go to goatcoats.com, use code CBL15 for a special discount. Some pretty sweet coats.
Did you see the goat coat they posted today on their social media, the Fulton Market Butchers?
I did not catch that.
It was their custom Fulton Market Butchers coat. Really cool.
Vanessa Garippo, I believe that's her first shot of the game. Let's check our stats presented by Bocce Labs.
Well, field goal.
Oh, wow. 4th shot of the game. Never mind.
I think it was 3rd. I think it was just an instant update.
Could be. No, it doesn't. It updates at the end of the frame.
Look at this ball. So here's an example. Vanessa, a well-known straight ball roller. So, of course, this is near the center of the court, but this is an example of the ball comes off your hand the right way, it stays the right way. That's an excellent roll by Vanessa.
Maurizio Pirelli to maintain ball advantage. And 2 points for the Penguins. Important there because Maurizio can't shoot to force Vanessa to use her last ball.
Wide left there. Maurizio was the first great bocce player I ever met. Nice ball. And interesting about Maurizio is that back in like 2018, 2019, when we were getting into bocce outside of bar leagues, I thought Maurizio was the best player in the world. And in Chicagoland, he kind of was. And what I admire about Maurizio is that the game evolved beyond that, and he fought to sort of reinvent himself as one of the best players again. And I see the work that he's put into the game in the last couple of years. But it's a different ball game, especially as, particularly here in Chicago, as that we started to make our way to Ohio and to Western New York and to PA and see all these incredible players that we weren't seeing at like USBF tournaments. And then realizing that we still had a long way to go, and Maurizio put in the work to go that long way, and he wins a lot, and he's in the money a lot, and I admire the hell out of that.
Recent second place finish at the Morrow Frot, biggest doubles tournament in the country, with the wonder kid Nico Fox from Rome, New York. Your Fulton Market Butchers also brought to you by Cranium AI, securing the AI revolution with a purpose-built platform for AI governance and security. Cranium.ai. Thank you to Cranium.
Great ball. Perfect little teaser there for Nick D. I think Sean should shoot. Nope.
Vanessa making the call from the single side of the court for her teammates, notably the Penguins bench being the away team. They are over on the doubles, closer to the double side of the court.
Dave Crone is a big fan of the horses. Did you know that, Mike?
I do. He's asked me several times which days of the Belmont he should get tickets for and how many tickets he should get.
Historic Saratoga Park, right?
Saratoga Racecourse, oldest sporting venue in the country.
How old is it?
Good question. I couldn't tell you.
Probably 200 years old, something like that, 150?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was another one of those Vito field goals. A little over-adjust on the right side.
Going to be 3 balls back for the Penguins.
Could make it a game.
They very well could. Lauren's going to try and put a ball in front. She wants this. The worst ball she could roll here is, well, the worst ball she could roll doesn't stay in the court, but one of the worst balls that she could roll would be on top of or near her other ball. Give Sean a chance to clear hers out for potentially 3 or 4. That's a great ball being on the right side of Paulino. Keeps it away from her other ball. Sean could still shoot twice if he wanted to. If this is me, I'm for sure shooting twice.
This is an interesting call, but Dave just had this roll.
Kind of a quick decision from the Penguins here.
It was. That back to that Nick Drowse conservative call early. I know that's going to be some head scratching, but...
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
That's a sell. It's a sell. And that's not an easy ball to beat now.
Well, he's lining up to shoot, but what's he shooting?
Well, they have third point. So he shoots first and second out, and he gets third point back. Oh.
That is one of the more fortunate results that I've seen in a long, long time. He missed that shot by about 2 feet. Unless he's shooting Paulino.
Paulino.
I would imagine he's shooting Paulino, which, again, questionable call.
There's no chance he's shooting fourth point. That doesn't make any sense. All right.
This ball stinks. 2 bad balls from Sean Crone. Somehow they escape with a point. Sean's going to take a look out the window and regroup after that.
Got away with it, though. 8-3 is striking distance. Let's see if Vanessa...
3 balls back.
Let's see if she changes the Paulino spot here.
And none of them were good.
No, and the call to roll with basically 2 targets and the potential for a big frame out of the Penguins. Interesting, but back to Dave Crone as being a handicapper, horse racing fan. There are quite a bit of nice ball by Vanessa. There are quite a bit of there's a lot of crossover in bocce with like poker players. You've noticed, right? You play poker.
Love poker.
Yeah, and some horse racing guys too. You know, Big E down in Dallas. There's John Conforti in Kansas City. He notably owns a few horses. Good ball. Ooh, lots of spin there. So I think there's a little bit of maybe a crossover in philosophy or psychology between horse racing fans and bocce fans. There's a lot of risk reward there, expected value of shots, kind of an egoless approach you have to take to the game. And I think that's what makes Dave Crone a really good pointer. He pointed really well last week too. I know the numbers weren't great for the Penguins, but I thought Dave did a good job. Similar numbers this week, huh?
Very similar, even a little bit worse so far. This is frame number 7 of the game, as you can see on the top of your scoreboard.
Good ball by Maurizio. After the game last week, Andy talked about keeping Maurizio off the walls. Vanessa has almost exclusively put Maurizio on the wall. Maybe she didn't listen to the postgame.
Speaking of postgame, after today's match, you can find your Park Ridge Penguins down the street at J&M Tap. We'll be enjoying some Busch Lights and some shots of Fernet. Possibly a Miller High Life or two. Maybe we'll get crazy and make Murph make us some lemon drops.
Sounds like a Thursday to me, Mike.
Must be. Last ball, the frame for the Penguins. 2 balls back for the Butchers. She's got it pretty well. That line pretty well covered up. Maurizio's just going to try the outside. That last ball actually made it harder for him to sell.
Yeah.
By the outside, I mean the wall side. Which I guess maybe is the inside. Who knows?
Vito, okay, no time. I thought they might call a timeout there. Maurizio is very good at, but this looks a little early on the wall.
Yeah, it's short.
Yeah. Kind of a listless ball there. I think that would have been a good call for a timeout, Mike, because it didn't feel like he committed to that shot. He's laughing.
I wonder how long until we see, we still have yet to see a team, like the Penguins could really use the timeout not only as a chance to regroup and discuss strategy, but just to slow this game down. This game has been so fast-paced, and the Penguins just, with every frame, just fall a little bit more behind.
Yeah, and maybe they're taking 5 extra seconds on their rolls. Maybe not. I think Sean Crone's the only one that seems to have heeded that advice so far. Dave was quick to step up and roll that second point last frame. Vanessa's been very quick out of the box on her rolls. And the reality, Mike, is that the Butchers aren't playing perfect bocce right now. So the Penguins, what's beating the Penguins is themselves.
Your reigning player of the match so far, 5 for 6.
Probably the best player on the court in this match so far from what I've seen.
Shorter Paulino this time from the Butchers.
I think the strategy here is put McD where she's comfortable and see how the frame plays out. Consistency wins.
Well, if McD can put in 2 good points, beautiful hit and stick there from Sean Crone, but if McD can put in 2 good points and force Sean to shoot twice, they're going to be set up really nicely to make Dave Crone shoot, which, take a look here.
Jimmy Pie wants the Penguins to yell at a ref just to mix up the medicine a little bit.
Dave Crone has yet to take a shot this season.
Is this the frame, Mike?
Sean actually would love Paulino here.
A little sideways on that shot.
The problem with Sean sticking his first ball is it's not that much of a problem, but Dave would have to hit twice really for it to be effective. A moot point now. And the Butchers are actually in a similar situation where if you're able to make Vito shoot twice, Lauren, she's not going to shoot.
She would.
She
won't stick, but she'd shoot. She didn't have a lot of opportunities in the last game. Mike, that was a good ball by Dave. It was a good cover.
Similar situation where he wants this one to not be on top of his other ball. He wants it on the other side of Paulino.
And he knows that. And I would say, I don't know how the stats will call it, but I would say those are, they called it a bad point. I see it right now. Those are two good covers. Our statistician, Dave Hoffman, I think he heard me.
Folks, registration is now live for the 2026 ABC Open. I can't spell ABC. September 10th through 12th in Lake Orion, Michigan, of course, at the beautiful Palazzo de Bocce. You can scan those QR codes or head to AmericanBocceCode.com to register. Paulino shot for Vito Bonsante.
Was that a little ricochet?
A little bit. Made some room.
So they're going to finish with just one, I think. Oof. Or they could shoot Paulino back and win the game. He's shooting.
Gonna go for it.
Why not?
It's not the most difficult Paulino shot in the world. He's got the Rondina in the wall if he wants to use it.
Oh!
Just a touch early on the wall, and the Penguins survive.
Wow. Do you agree with that, Mike? Go for the kill?
9-3, sure. Why not? I would have been fine with either call. I like going for the throat. They're not really in danger.
I think
I don't mind it either way. You could also just point and take one and figure that we're playing as the Butchers could very well feel like they are the better team, and they don't. In general, if you're playing against a team that you're better than, you really don't need to play as aggressive. You can kind of just want them to death and just count on winning more frames and giving up fewer big frames. If this was a closer match on paper, not necessarily score-wise, then I would favor more going for that Paulino shot. But you give up 1 point, take a chance at the game. Why not? Maurizio Pirelli, wide left again. Pretty abysmal shooting in this match so far, besides outside of Vito.
I was surprised to see the 70%. I thought Vito missed a couple. He's missed three. Because he missed the two in a row on the one frame, and then he missed there. He started hot, though. Hit several in a row to start the game.
Could be 3 balls back here for Vanessa. Maurizio's got to catch Paulino.
A little hot.
Made some more room for himself, but
he's playing very quick too.
He loves to do that. He loves to just grab his ball and roll it.
Yeah.
He'd like to tuck one.
That's a ball right
behind
there.
that. I mean, that's a perfect spot for that ball. Vanessa now has a decision. She can either shoot point ball or Paulino. With 3 balls back, I think I'm going based on where the point ball is situated. I think I'd go Paulino first. Looks like that's what she's doing.
Oof. She was a little right. Mike, earlier you mentioned this spot on the court being the funkiest. Did you see Maurizio's ball rotate a ball or two to the left at the very end? I think that's a testament to the amount of quirkiness that you're going to see on this court. A little closer, but still a miss. And what's the call here, Mike?
At this point, do it again. If you shoot the point ball, you could easily lose the game. Either that or point, but I don't like pointing. I do like that they're calling a timeout.
That could have been a big momentum shift in the game. If she gets that Paulino the first time, Penguins get 3. It's 9-7. It's a whole new ball game. She hits it the second time, 9-6. That's a ball game too. Now you're fighting for your life to not make it 10-4.
8 frames into this game so far, it's more even on paper than it's felt like. Like you said, the Penguins are one big shot away from making it 9-7. Real aggressive. I actually love that call.
It had a chance. She gave herself a chance. That's it's the ABC replace is what we call that. Vanessa, of course, came up through American Bocce Company. She's a ABC darling. Played her first bocce games at Chop Shop, and still, despite being a semi-professional bocce player, makes her way to at least one bocce league a week and the bar leagues. She's playing in the women's tournament next weekend at American Bocce Company. And she won a Monday night championship with me just, was that last week? 2 weeks ago? Last week. You were there.
Yeah. Long forgotten.
Vanessa and I, we've known each other for over a decade. We don't play together very often, but when we do, it's been fond memories. We had a great run at the Nationals in 2024 and in Open A. And if you recall, Mike, do you know who the gold champion of Open A 2024 Nationals was?
I think it was the undefeated my team.
That's right. There he is, expert handicapper, great lagger, Dave Crone.
This ball is not in the best place ever. This gives Vito a whole lot of Paulino to look at. Vito is going to be favoring the right side of Paulino.
Good confident shot for Vito. After missing a few, that was kind of the perfect situation for contact.
I guess to get back into his rhythm, but really he's got to hit Paulino there. The Butchers are not in a great situation. They're not going to be too concerned with a 10-4 lead.
It's got to sit.
They're going to be fine giving up 1 point. This is actually it's not quite a better ball from Dave. A foot closer to Paulino would be a better ball than his last ball, which gave Vito that big target on Paulino. Lauren has a chance to swing the.
She's going to roll this in.
The course of the frame. She'd rather have that on the other side of Paulino, give the Penguins a chance at ricocheting on their own ball on a shot.
She's dialed in right now. She's playing really well.
This time, Sean does not want Paulino. He just wants the ball clean. See if he can get it. That's a big miss. Could get lucky if he hits Paulino there, but if he hits the ball clean, especially if he sticks it, he doesn't need to stick it, but force the Butchers to use their last ball. Now the Butchers are going to have the last ball of the frame.
Oh, he's rolling. I might go for broke at this point.
Yeah, I agree. Very unlikely that he's going to take this point away in a roll. If he shoots left side of Paulino.
Oh, I think he did, actually.
What a ball, Sean Crone.
Mike, that's why he's the semi-pro bocce player and you're not.
No, that's incorrect. Well, he made a bad call look like a good one with that ball. Oh. And the Penguins are going to end up with a point that looked like a perfect shot from Vito. Almost stuck it for 2, but just a little trickle on Paulino after contact.
Oh, and look at that.
Penguins.
Good shot.
Questionable play call works out.
Hanging around.
I maintain my position there that Sean should be shooting that ball all day, but.
Oh, I'm just goofing around. You're right.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for joining us.
Yeah, we got a nice crowd, huh? 210.
Jimmy the Bull.
Doug Hammond. Bridget is indeed doing the penguin. I think they call that the waddle. Vanessa staying on the wall. Sticking to the game plan.
Love to see this healthy Thursday crowd for week 2 of the CBL here at the CBC. Solid contact. Maurizio Pirelli sticks up for the point, and this could, if Maurizio can do that a couple more times, that's going to be game. You surprised at all with how short that Paulino is from Vanessa?
I'm surprised with the short wall Paulinos, yes. I would.
Ball's in a decent position,
Yeah.
gives Maurizio a chance to ricochet.
I almost like this spot better than the first.
Yeah, I don't really like how Maurizio's lining this up. I mean, Paulino, he doesn't want Paulino here.
He's going ball clean. He's feeling good about that last one.
He should be.
All right, does it again. Does it again.
That works out pretty nicely.
Yeah, it's a good shot. I feel like Maurizio often trickles to the side after he shoots like that. But sometimes it's a sign of him feeling good. New spot.
Wouldn't be generally advisable to fall off 6 feet to either side after you release your ball, but I'd say it's working out for him. But
Switches.
well, let's see. How well is it working out for him?
Well, it's 3 in a row here. That needs to be updated, and I'm sure it will be.
The stats roll in at the conclusion of each frame. So Maurizio is
5 for 7.
Thank you, Alex.
All right. Can he do it 4 times?
Do they have second point? Can you tell? Or third point, rather?
I can't tell.
He should shoot this one. No, he's not going to. He shot that underhand. Is it going to hang up enough for game?
Oh, I think it. Wait a minute.
Well, Vito seems to think they have the second point. Penguins aren't going to challenge it. It's game time.
Oh, yeah, you can see it on the right side there. Okay, so Maurizio goes 4 for 4 shooting in the last frame. Potentially challenging teammate Lauren McDermott for early front runner for player of the match. Would you agree with that, Mike? I think McD was probably the strongest player on the court that game, but Maurizio finished very strong.
Well, let's take a look at our stats presented by Bocce Labs. I might lean Vito.
I like McD. I think she played an incredible game, start to finish. And it's her birthday.
Sure. Well, Penguins
Shooting woes get them again, huh?
continue. Pretty bad, to say the least. 33% on 4 for 12 shooting for your Park Ridge Penguins. And the pointing, not much better. I said it earlier, they won the preseason. They got a lot of fans. Now we got to get it together on the court, which we expect them to do. They took 4 out of 11 frames that game from the Butchers, but that 7-0 start proved to be too much for them to come back from. What do you see here, if anything, positive from the Penguins in that game 1?
Dave Crone rolled well again. I think Vanessa, putting Vanessa in that position, she is a good flex, but she's, I think, above all else, a good roller, right? And putting her in a spot like that where your single goes 1 for 6, that's a tough spot for her. I know she's better than that. I know Sean's better than 3 for 6. The pointing wasn't necessarily as bad as it looks because, of course, we talked about the OBL being a 4-person walk with 1 ball in hand. Here you've got a lot of, oftentimes, especially after missed Rafas, there's a lot of protecting, and those are automatically going down in the stats as bad balls, right? So it doesn't tell the whole story because your shooters are missing.
Yeah, the bad shooting is translating, is compounding the statistically bad pointing.
Yeah, the bad shooting, compiles into bad pointing. So I think in this next game, Butcher's feeling good about that. I bet that they bring in some bench players. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or at least start that way.
I would expect to see Patrick Gersmeyer this game. I expect to see George Lusmanis get on the court. Are we going to see Robert? Why am I having trouble counting
Rob
here?
Schroeder?
I'm looking at the other two names. Sean Tofson and Oliventola are their two practice players. They are not eligible to come into the match. Practice player rules here, which is an addition from Ohio. We don't have practice players in Ohio. Practice players are limited to 2 call-ups per season, and in order for a practice player to be called up, 2 rostered players have to be out for the match, ineligible for the match. And that, of course, has to be declared before the match. So those 2 players for each team that you see there are not eligible to come into the game. For the Penguins, it's Mark Samko and Billy, right? Billy Dunlap,
yeah. Mr. West Side Bocce, Roberts West Side. Huge personality and great ambassador of the game here in Chicago. Would love to see him get a call-up at some point this season. He's been showing up to every practice, cheering the team on. He's got his family here today.
Love to see the families here at the Chicago Bocce Club.
Yeah. It turned out to be a really nice crowd. We were saying about 20 minutes before game time, we thought there was probably about half of what our expected attendance was, and the rest trickled in right before 7 o'clock.
Thank you to our official apparel partner for the Chicago Bocce League, Ike's Sports out of Lamont, Illinois. The official CBL store is open now at ChicagoBocceLeague.com. Go to the official store tab and click on the Ike's logo. Get yourself some of those goodies. We got some real nice merch for the CBL.
It's looking good. I again, Park Ridge Penguins, a lot of fans out there in hashtag Penguin gear. I grabbed a Fulton Market Butcher's shirt today and wore it while doing the women's tournament draw live as a show of support to my favorite woman bocce player, Lauren McDermott.
What is that noise? You hear that? It sounded like a goat or a lamb. I think it was just a child.
We do have a live goat coming on Saturday. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to bring him right on the court on the singles side. Is that acceptable?
Is he rostered? I think that has to be an official roster move.
His name is Dustin Holsinger.
Predictions? Game 2, are we changing? We said before the match we expect to see 3 games. Does that change now?
It's hard to see the Penguins battle back from that first game, especially because the Butchers gave them a few windows and they didn't capitalize. It's going to be a little demoralizing, and the Butchers bench is good. Patrick, I was going to say this to you, I have a bone to pick. Patrick Gersmeyer, I thought he was going to be the 4th person in the Player of the Match series last week. That's not actually a bone to pick, but I did think it was a great debut.
Talk to the chat.
I thought it was a great debut for Patrick. He hit the biggest shot of the game in the second game when we pulled our starters, and they made a little bit of a comeback, and Keith had a nice frame, put the ball in front. Patrick shot it out for 4, basically won the game, the second game for the Butchers, which was the only game they won.
Something to keep in mind as you watch this next game, chat. We will be asking for your nominees for Player of the Match. We'll take 4 nominees. Notably, last week, a player from the losing team won in, what was that, the third? That was match 3. Lauren McDermott 1 player of the match. Are we? No. Okay, we're warming up. Yeah, they're warming up. Surprised me for a second. Rob Schroeder on the court on the single side for the Butchers. And how about this, folks? For the Penguins, warming up on the single side of the court, Mrs. Bridget Reedy.
Exciting. Big moment for Bridget. I like to see it. You all know Bridget, and for as much attention and credit that she gets, she doesn't get enough because she does everything.
Skokie, shout out. Nice to see where everybody's watching from. Joe Bonillo, how you doing, Joe? Doug Hammond in the chat. Mark Z.
Somebody just called for Bridget to get some play. Doug Hammond did. Doug, you might have got your wish. She might be rolling 40 balls this game.
Could be. Well, let's see. If we expect, we expect an average of about 12 frames per game.
24 balls.
6, yeah. We expect singles players to average about 24-ish balls. One of our officials for this game on the court, Peyton Bachholt, looks like getting ready for a coin toss. And we will get started with game 2 of the match. Park Ridge Penguins will need to find a way to win if they want to see a third game and if they want to have a chance at winning their first match of the season. We'll have your scoreboard updated in just a second here. Paulino's going to belong to the Penguins, and here you are, Bridget Reedy. First ball of game 2. And we're going to have Andy Zimmerman join us in the booth.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, guys.
All right, great first ball by Rob. So, Andy.
Fill me in.
Sure. You were watching the first game, I assume?
I did.
What were your thoughts? I guess you're filling me in.
You know, I don't think the Penguins put up their best performance. I don't think they were. I don't think the score indicated, what they were capable of, and they were fighting from behind early. And the Butchers, once again, as we know, we played them last week, played excellent. McD was phenomenal pointing. Vito was phenomenal shooting, and Maurizio both ways, right? And it was a lot for the Penguins, and they didn't answer. But I like this. What I said was fill me in. Do we have a full rotation here? Do we have?
Yeah, so we have Bridget Reedy and Rob Schroeder playing singles. I had a feeling that the Butchers, after a comfortable first game, would make some switches. And they look like they have Patrick and George on the other side. Look at.
Terrible break for Rob Schroeder. Caught the wrong side of the ball. 3 points sitting there for Bridget. Not the worst thing in the world. Rob's still got 2 balls to 1. I don't know how he's going to force
chipping off that back
Park Ridge to use their last ball here.
Mike, that wasn't a bad shot, though, was it?
It's a hit in the stats.
It just ricocheted off that back point and came back into play. You don't see that very often, but this is the worst time to do it, and that is the worst thing that could have happened with this next ball.
Bridget Reedy feeling pretty good. Her first frame of CBL singles for the Penguins. Are we surprised to see this rotation? We have yet to see who's going to come in at doubles on the other side of the court, but are we surprised to see this from the Penguins, putting in their later round draft picks after losing
I'll say we are not. I don't know if the people at home are surprised or if you're surprised, Mike. I don't think it's a surprise. I think Bridget is a viable singles option. She can point, she can shoot. She has a good mind for the game.
Well, she should shoot this ball, and it looks like she's just going to point.
It's a lot of pressure for the singles side, Andy. Can you attest to that? I mean, this is a big moment. I mean, Vanessa, we know, is a very capable shooter.
This ball.
This is a great ball.
Yeah, but why in the world are we not shooting that ball off the wall for 3?
Or 4. I've seen Bridget work on her Saltamano, too. 2 is a great start, Mike.
It's better than -3.
And I think here, I think players are still, I don't want to use the word afraid, but wary of the wall, Rafa. I think they're not accustomed to it. It's a different bounce than any court that I've ever played on.
Shoot it straight then. Yeah, Bridget has been working quite a bit on her Sotomano stick shot, and that would have been a perfect time to pull it out. It's a tough shot down the wall, so then shoot it off the wall.
And, maybe that's the difference between, the starters and the first off the bench players is that, the confidence to take that kind of shot. That is a baller shot, going for 4, shooting a Sotomano, trying to stick it around. That's a big shot, whether you're using the wall or going at it straight, because the risk of something going wrong, if it just comes out of your hand wrong, I think is too great. And so with the result of the first game, just take the 2.
Double side. Let's talk about that.
This is the switch that we predicted for the Butchers. Chris Prokop for the Penguins. First shot of the game.
Nice shot.
Hits it solid, but backspin hit solid. I mean, not a good shot. He hit it, but
yeah. That's.
I don't know how much information he got from his teammates down there. Bridget, I wasn't looking for it. She very well could have told him. Also, we can't quite see exactly how much separation there is between that ball and Paulino. Looked like they're very, very close, and there's high likelihood of that happening.
There's no doubt that if Andy and I were talking about that, we would be talking about a chip shot. But he answers.
I was just about to say, I've never seen Chris throw an underhand shot.
Until just there.
And he threw that perfectly off the wall.
Great ball.
Patrick Gersmeyer, first ball of the game, wide right. We got 2 balls to 1 still for the Butchers. Patrick's
gonna re-rack.
Yeah, there is a potential great break for the Butchers here. Force Dave to make a really tough roll, but that's the
same miss,
same exact spot.
Coming in cold, full court Rafa.
Mauricio's calling for another shot, because what do you have to lose here?
Well, George the painter, before being a painter and a bocce player, was a renowned archer.
Archer?
Look at that.
Natural.
GTP. Terrible break.
Terrible break. Good shot. A archer, a bowman.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, he was a competitive archer.
Didn't seem like a joke, Andy.
Competitive archer for years and years. And he says, he thinks a lot of that hand-eye stuff coordinates to bocce.
He was telling me after last week's matches, I had the pleasure of getting a drink with George. I have not talked to Dave Crone. Rolls a perfect line, just a little bit hard, almost somehow manufactured a second point there. Penguins lucky to escape. Well, fortunate a little bit to escape with the point. 3 balls to 1 for the Butchers towards the end of that frame. But yeah, I had the pleasure of grabbing a drink with GTP after last week's matches, and I've only ever seen him roll and do it very well, and he informed me that he considers himself a shooter.
When I met GTP, I went back to Log Cabin. I subbed with Nick Paxson, who is here in the crowd tonight. And he called me in to sub. I hadn't been there in several months in the league I founded. And I didn't know these guys. And they introduced themselves. And they said, "This is George the Painter." And before you knew it, Mike, I lost that game 10-0. And it was only the second time in my entire 10-year career at Log Cabin that I was shut out. And he shot 100%, and he pointed 100%. And I said, who is this guy?
Rob Schroeder, decent-sized target, had a good amount of Paulino, shooting that one Soprano with the top spin because he had a good chance at bringing Paulino down the court. You will see Rob pull out Sotomano stick shot when he needs it. Ball advantage back to the Penguins now after that beautiful opening ball from Bridget Reedy.
Rob wearing shorts in this balmy 42-degree weather tonight in Chicago.
And you could tell he's hot.
That ball's hot for sure. His frame is setting up nicely for Bridget, and so far the substitution, the double substitution from the Penguins, paying off.
This is what we wanted to see out of Bridget. We want Bridget comfortable on the courts. And that is now multiple good balls in a row. This is the rhythm that we want to see her, and she practices great. She has the ability to be as good as anybody else on the courts, just working through, often sometimes getting out of her own head, right? Getting out of her own way.
Pin high just about from Rob Schroeder, about 16, 17 inches there, and Bridget's got a decision to make. 2-1. She'd like to force Rob to use his last ball.
She's sticking to the roll here. I thought maybe with the shorter Paulino she might take a rip. Up 2-1.
It's not terribly short, right? But as she could,
This looks good. Look at her go.
Hey,
And everyone in the crowd is so happy to see this out of her. Again, she does more for this game than almost anybody, or at least anybody outside of this 3-man booth.
Rob Schroeder, last ball of the frame. Oh no.
That is trouble.
Oh no, another bad break for the Butchers. That one's less of a bad break than the other. Than it was on the other side of the court. Rob hits the wrong side of the ball there.
He does, and he hits 2 targets, 2 frames in a row that result in worst case scenarios for him because, Mike, he hit the wrong side of the ball, right?
Yeah, a lot of players like to throw their hands up and say, oh, what the heck? The bocce gods are against me. You hit the wrong side of the ball.
Yep.
And it's becoming more accepted, I think. You'll see players talk about that more, especially when you see the great players like Jose. I forget which tournament it was, but after the tournament, somebody, I don't remember if it was me or somebody else, interviewing Jose and talking about a shot that, he got a bad break and this and that. And same thing talking to Anthony LaBarbera after he played Jose in Toronto and just barely wasn't able to beat him. He lost that game 12-11. But you ask those players about shots like that, and you'll hear them say exactly that. They'll say it's a miss. I hit the wrong side of the ball. It's not a bad break. And when you hear players like that talk about it that way and look at it that way and accept their responsibility for their own luck, basically,
right?
Then I feel like we've started to see the average player accept more that they just hit the wrong side of the ball.
I agree, and I think the BBN helps with that, right?
Big target here for Patrick. Missed twice to the right last frame.
Oh, he's back on.
Sharp Paulino off the court.
That's a bummer. Good shot, though.
Yeah.
He's back online.
That's good, yeah.
That's a good hit. That's
hard
fine.
Shooter.
Paulino off the court in that instance is fine. Early in the frame, Butchers don't lose any advantage. They're still going to have ball advantage. That was a great opening point from Dave Crone. Notably, the only player playing Game 2 that played Game 1.
Yeah, how about that? And I'm glad you validated my post-game analysis, Andy, because I thought Dave Crone was the lone bright spot from the Park Ridge Penguins in Game 1, and you sat down and said Dave pointed great.
putting up a +4 so far in the game, in the frames that he has played in this match. And there is another beautiful opening ball. Bit of a teaser. Could end up better. Could end up better than last frame. Could end up worse than last frame, depending on what George does here.
Andy, speaking of Dave Crone, do you want to hear a Dave Crone related joke?
Absolutely.
If the Chicago Bocce Club owned a racehorse, what would it be called? If the Chicago Bocce Club owned a racehorse, what would it be called?
Why don't you tell me, Alex?
CB Skeet. CB Skeet.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Chris Prokop, ball number 2 for the Penguins.
Just a bit outside.
And 3-1 ball advantage for the Butchers after this ball. With a 5-0 lead, I think I like this call by the Penguins. Going to crowd the area. They do have a ball. Oh, he's going to beat the point, actually.
Got it.
That could potentially put them in a tough position with their last ball if Paulino moves on this shot. Patrick's got to hit it first, though. Ball seems to be coming right out of his hand.
Yeah, George and Patrick, the first CBL duo to be wearing official Chicago Bocce League hats together.
Didn't even notice. I will say I'm surprised by that because they both have great hair. That's going to do it.
Yeah.
One ball each. Penguins are going to point and try and move something here. No reason to shoot. They could end up giving up a big frame if they shoot. Prokop would like to tuck around their front ball on the wall side and steal Paulino to the back.
Short.
At this point, he just liked to cover the line there. He covered it pretty well. Butchers could chip on their outside ball where Rob is indicating. If they hit it solid, it's probably not going to be good, but if they hit a little bit on either side of their own ball there on the outside, it should create a second point. Patrick's going to be happy that that one's short. Bad line. A little bit more speed he could have sold. Fulton Market Butchers on the scoreboard for the first time this game. Penguins losing the first game 12-5 in 11 frames. They will need to score 7 points before the Butchers score 11 if they want to see a third game.
If Bridget keeps pointing the way she is, that is very possible. Rob not playing bad, getting a couple bad breaks, just a touch off. But he looks comfortable.
Some sarcastic shushing from the audience here at the CBC.
We appreciate that.
We're trying to get our fans to feel comfortable chatting, because if one person is talking, it's strange. If 3 people are talking, it's normal and natural and just background noise.
I really tried to encourage the crowd last Saturday and Thursday. Thursday I was reffing, but I was still getting into the crowd, and Saturday I was in the crowd and trying to make them feel comfortable being loud.
Oh, Bridget. Too short.
Ugly. She could be situated decently if she can use the Rodina to tuck this ball behind the other ones. We might see Rob attempt some sort of ball raw for a Paulino shot, but that ball is a stinker. 3 balls back for Rob Schroeder. Bridget did fortunately cover Paulino with that last ball. The danger with this one now is if she contacts her own ball that she's just going to squeak around there. She could have opened up Paulino. As it stands, though, Rob, he's got off the wall. He's got the ball pretty well off the wall.
Andy, you like a wall raffle here?
I do. But we did see
the easiest call in the world.
Yeah, it's the easiest call in the world.
But we did see not a lot of people have seemed to figure out these wall raffles.
We did see La Barbera miss 3 in a row of this exact shot. It's a really tricky shot.
No, La Barbera's was a Rondina shot, wasn't it?
Yeah. This
and it was all the way on the backboard. Rob's got a double target.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting you there, but Rob he's a double target on. I don't understand this. Is this a Rondina shot?
It is. Early wall.
Super early on the wall.
Another situation where Rob leaves.
We got to shoot again here. You got to shoot again here.
Yeah,
you got to get that ball out of the way and at least give yourself a chance to score one, if not get lucky by hitting the Paulino back.
And Mike, the reason why I asked Andy is because if you noticed, Andy had no problem using the walls last week on his raffas.
I do not like the way that the shot is lined up. The shot makes very little sense to me.
Bridget is going to be very fortunate and thanking her lucky stars to get out of here, giving up 1 point.
This is just a sloppy frame from both teams. Now Rob's under a lot of pressure to beat some pretty beatable balls, but
he will.
Got to find the right line. You would think he'll beat it. I believe he will.
Can't be short.
He's good.
That's a good ball.
Yeah.
And Bridget's last ball could not be short, and she did what it took to get it in there, and it cost Rob all of his balls. So it was a good save. But, yeah, they're both going to be scratching their heads about what happened on that.
But it was only a good save because Rob's balls were no good.
But again, sometimes you have a frame like that, and if you walk away from that frame only giving up 1 point, you feel good about it. You don't feel dejected about the first 3 balls. You say, I threw a good last ball, and I didn't get skunked on that frame. I didn't give up a 3 or a 4. That's a win, and that might not be enough for the Butchers to fully take back the momentum from the Penguins. We'll see.
Yeah, it's easier to forget.
Yes, so important to be able to forget your bad balls and move on. And you don't have to completely forget them. It's good to learn from them, right? If you can figure out if you did something wrong mechanically or mentally. But
well, Bridget's miss in both weeks has been 5 feet short in front. Her line's been great all in both matches, so she needs to recognize that her miss is 5 feet short.
And I am just applauding the Penguins here for trusting Dave. The amount of times I thought they should have shot in that first game, and Dave tucked it in there. Dave's dialed in, and we call him Did. Dialed in Dave when he's got it going. He's got it going tonight.
You know, I didn't like Dave Crone when I first met him.
Neither did I.
Turns out really smart people are kind of weird.
You know
about that, Mike.
I don't know if
he called you smart, Mike. Just take it.
Yeah. Patrick.
I mean,
all right. This is like a reverse of the last frame.
We put the starters back in at this point, Mike.
That's my thoughts exactly.
Oh, we're calling the timeout.
It almost feels like, yeah. Little in-game fighting from the Butchers. I think that's going to be a regular occurrence for the Butchers this season. And I like it. You know, Maurizio, Maurizio has a lot of opinions on the game. He's a very respected coach in the Chicago area. But Vito's the GM, so they might butt heads a few times throughout the season.
Wait.
All right. They called that a good ball.
That made no sense at all.
Okay, so
the Penguins have a wide open line on the left side here. They can roll in if they touch their own. They might already be in for one. They could easily make 3 points, maybe 4 here.
And what people don't know about Chris Prokop is he is a wall master. I expect him to drop both of these in.
Is that long?
That's probably long.
It's close.
Our officials for this match, Peyton Bachholt and Mr. Jeffrey, the referee, giggled with, what's he wearing, pink Crocs today?
Oh, you noticed?
There they are. And a pink belt.
It's week 2. Last week was week 1. We're learning a lot on the fly here. This is a brand new situation. This is a brand new club. But I will say that the referees have come out and made everyone feel very comfortable, and they feel like they've been doing this for a very long time. That's hot.
A little bit of Paulino there would have been really nice for the Penguins, but...
Is it still 1? I missed that call.
I believe it's just 1.
Okay. All right. Chris has got to roll this in for 2.
I mean, we've seen 1 good ball per frame in the last 2 frames. That's not even. I mean, that opening point gets marked. It wasted 4 balls.
Great adjustment here.
It might be short. All right, Patrick's ball.
My goodness.
Jeez. Well, we'll definitely be headed to J&M Tap after this game. 975 North Levitt Street, Chicago, Illinois.
Not me, Mike.
One of the...
we have Murph in the chat, by the way.
Do we really?
Yeah.
Where is he? Murph, you in the chat? I'll see you soon enough.
Murph, I got to go to bed. I love J&M. Just not tonight.
Maybe
1.
What if it's only 2 games?
What if it's 2 games?
Rob Schroeder, the cardinal sin of a drink on the court just now. We'll talk to him after the game about that.
Guaranteed water.
Vodka. Brought to you by J&M Tap.
Montucky Cold Snacks.
Oh, yeah. Our friends at Montucky. Have we showed the mural off this week yet?
MontuckyColdSnacks.com. We'll take a look at the mural in a second here, courtesy of Mark Z, Andy's brother. It's a decent Paulino shot there.
Let's give it up. That was a great shot.
Sure. I don't think he's shooting Paulino, but if you're the Penguins, are you taking a look at... I'll show you on screen in just a second here. Are you taking a look at shooting your own ball in Paulino, maybe?
Well, if I'm Bridget Reedy, who hasn't shot a ball this entire game. That's short, I think. Oh, that's good.
That's good.
I know she's not, but we are, absolutely. Oh, there's the Penguin on the Penguins bench, courtesy of Pete Barach.
Pistol Pete.
French legend. Croatian sensation.
Cannot be short on this one.
Not the worst ball in the world. He could use this if he wants to. He could do a little Rondina shot, a little bit off the wall. But doesn't look like he's going to. This ball... I mean, you kind of got a decision to make with this ball. You can either make sure that it's going to end up over near your other ball, which looks like that's how it's going to end up, whether it's advertent or inadvertent is up to you folks to decide at home. But because that ball ended up over by his other ball, now Rob has a double target if he wants it, and he's set up for a really good break. if he shoots that double target, I would like to see him shoot the double target with 2 balls back for Bridget. If he were to miss, though, I mean, 6-2, you really can't afford to give up another 2 points. Certainly, you got to do something at some point.
Yikes, hit the wrong one.
I think Bridget's in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of room.
Yeah, she is. So this, folks, if you watch the OBL and now you're watching the CBL, I think what you're seeing here is very similar to what you saw last week, which is that the top line of Chicago Bocce is pretty experienced and pretty good. The bench players have not got nearly as much experience, because we don't have as many tournaments in Chicagoland, and you start to see a little bit of a drop-off in proximity and shooting percentage and game calling when the bench gets pulled in.
Well, not only a lack of tournaments, but just a lack of facilities here in Chicago. Now, with the brand new Chicago Bocce Club here, as Bridget Reedy rolls 2 beautiful balls, much better than they had to be. A lot closer to the backboard than she probably intended for them to be, but great balls nonetheless.
Big frame for Bridget. Her plus-minus is soaring this game.
With the inception of the Chicago Bocce Club here right in the heart of Chicago, these players gain access to a world-class facility, and for as much as we can criticize the game calling and the execution, a lot of it, like Alex was saying, can be chalked up to just inexperience, and the players are going to gain that experience over the course of the season. I think you're going to see these teams. I think you're going to see a lot better bocce at the end of the season, especially from the bench players. Big target here for Patrick Gersmeyer. Nice and solid.
Great shot. He's back online.
Speaking of line, it looked like he lined up with space to go between Paulino there, which, if that's the case, would be a mistake. Another beautiful ball from Dave Crone.
Dialed in.
Dave Crone.
Another huge target here.
Am I the only one noticing how dialed in he is right now?
That's all I was talking about the first game.
Love to see it.
Oh, boy.
Fool me once.
I was saying earlier, Dave being a great poker player, great horse handicapper, I think that there's a lot of translation to being a good bocce player, especially when it comes to risk reward, right? Pot odds. We talk about that a lot. If you're in the chat and you play poker, let us know. Do you ever liken poker to bocce? Because I do a lot, and I know Dave Crone does a lot too.
He's also an engineer, so solutions, right? Solution-based strategy.
I know we got one guy in the chat who will liken poker to bocce quite a bit, Mr. Jimmy Pisano, but he did send me a hand today. He lost quads over full house. Tough loss. Ooh. Caught the boat on the river. Guy had pocket sixes, quads, I think, from the flop.
I would have known.
Chris Prokop.
There he goes.
Hey.
There he goes.
Stick it around.
So last week, Mike, we saw Chris pointing really well and struggling with his shooting. Almost the opposite this week.
Yeah, great delivery there.
Yeah, good shot.
Good execution, good follow-through.
This is lining up nicely for the Penguins. Last ball of the frame is going to be Chris's, and GTP, if he puts one out in the open, Chris could shoot, could stick for 2. Is he shooting? Paulino?
Oh, terrible.
Painter, how about it?
Yeah, well, they live to see another day, right? Unless Chris wants to shoot a front ball for 3. Foot on the throat.
I think that's got to be the call. Bridget's out there pointing at the ball. I think they're going to go for it.
Mike, did you know that a name of an archery expert is a toxiphyllate?
No.
Oh, dead stick.
Dead
stick.
That's the second time that.
What did I tell you? Never seen him throw an underhand. Till earlier in this game was the first time I ever saw it. And then he goes back to the Sotomano.
So that
sticks it, Ted.
That Mike brought that up earlier when he said, Chris. What I said, Chris had a good shot, and Mike goes, well, it wasn't good because he sent the ball in the Polino back, and his ball stayed. And that's the little thing right there. If you're shooting a ball up there, you want to shoot that underhand, right?
Speaking of poker, Mr. Pat Peasant in the chat. I was wondering if Pat was watching. Pat knows a thing or two about pot odds. Pat would have folded that boat, Jimmy.
Me and Pat.
Two guys in the entire country.
So humble in the chat. Played a little poker and some bocce.
12-time Canadian champion. Former poker stars, professional poker player, Pat Peasant.
I'd be hard-pressed to come up with 12 championships of any kind that I've manufactured in my career.
Bridget Reedy, another great opening ball, and Maurizio Pirelli into the game for the Butchers. This is quite a matchup, Bridget versus Maurizio.
This is a great ball by Maurizio. Look at that. Off the bench, cold. I liked it.
11-2, Bridget should just point here. This is the only way that they give up. Not the only way, but this is one way to give up a big frame, is to point your next 3 balls, give Maurizio 3 balls back, but at the same time, you could end up in just as tough a position if you shoot, and there's really not a ton of great breaks.
It's not
great ball.
If you're shooting.
Great ball.
I think if you're shooting that, you'd probably have to shoot through the Paulino and hope that Paulino moves.
Which is a hard shot for Bridget, right? Because that would be a firm Rafa. Mike, might this be the only time we see an entire singles play without a Rafa?
That's what I'm thinking. This is frame 9 of the game. Bridget has played 4 frames. This is her 5th, 4 3/4, and yet to take a shot. It's worked out so far. We've talked about it before in the broadcast. The general consensus, I think, that you would find out there amongst the bocce minds is that if you're shooting more than your opponent, you're probably losing.
Mike, do you like a ball in the back here, or do you like additional coverage?
You're in a tough position. Maurizio you're not in that tough a position, 11-2. I don't like a ball in the back because if Maurizio's probably, if Maurizio's not shooting Paulino, if anything, he's going to shoot his own ball on the left. If he does shoot Paulino, you got 2 balls in back. One of those balls is probably going to go to the back anyways. What is she shooting? No. That was such a terrible call.
I don't understand that call. Are you trying to steal the point there? I think I covered.
11-2.
Yeah, 11-2. You got to cover. You got to play defense. Now you're giving one of the best pointers in America 6 feet to roll 3 balls in there.
Yeah. Oh, this might be short though. Well, that's short.
Well, he phoned it in.
Wow.
That's not 6 feet. That's 4 feet.
I think Jeff just called 2. I think they still
4 feet,
got
6 inches.
Well, Maurizio, what he's thinking about here is he could shoot, if the Penguins are sitting 2, which it looks like Jeff just indicated, Maurizio could shoot their front ball and hope to get them both. And I don't know, he might have 4th point right now.
And Maurizio understands the winning percentage of them being on game point, right? He is going to roll for the 2 here, but he did think about it because I think he's still thinking about it. If he gets the break, he's going to take the 2.
Yeah, I think he's more upset about his first ball not getting in there rather than contemplating, the double knock. But look at that. See, when he's not phoning it in, he's going to be around the Polino. He's going to be trouble. I think that was a borderline outrageous call there from the Penguins, taking a timeout and coming out with a wall raffle.
Absolutely outrageous. Folks, special broadcast coming up on Sunday, live from Lorenzino's starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. We have the OBL Futures game, Future Superstars of the Ohio Bocce League under the age of 18, followed by the OBL Season 1 All-Star Game. You can vote now for the last spot on the South Division team at ohioboccereleague.com. Again, that'll be live at 3 p.m. Eastern this Sunday, March 1st, from Lorenzino's Bocce Club in Youngstown, Ohio. If you're not subscribed to the BBN, please subscribe. Please click that thumbs up button on today's broadcast. And after you subscribe, you can hit the notification bell to be notified when we go live. Where is the Paulino?
Yet another great ball by Dave Crone, which makes me. I have to ask, what would you call a horse if it was purchased by the CBC?
By the Chicago Bocce Club?
Yeah. If Chicago Bocce Club purchased a horse
with a French accent?
Yeah. What would they call that?
CB Skeet.
Oh, now I get it. Okay, all right. I like it. I like it a lot better than I thought I did.
Great shot by George the Painter. Have we switched? Have we subbed out here, or is George gone to shooting?
Yeah, Vito came in, and,
okay.
and I'm glad we missed that first ball by the Butchers.
Well, George is shooting there because he has, I mean, maybe Vito's just pointing for him, but I would imagine George is shooting because he has that underhand Rafa. But Vito's first ball, oh my goodness. It was 8 feet.
Didn't see it, didn't count.
Vito used to shoot Sopomano. He used to shoot underhand, and he was an excellent shooter. And the best pointer at the log cabin, bar none. And then he got to Sotomano phase and has never looked back. I haven't seen him shoot an underhand shot in 2 years.
Well, if the Penguins are able to close out this frame, we will see a Game 3. Probably got about 5 or 6 feet on the back wall there to beat this point. Notably, they do not have a circle around it, so it's not as easy as beating your average 5 or 6 foot point.
Speaking of Vito in the log cabin, what an incredible job Vito's done with that community there. Andy, did you ever think the log cabin would double in size after you left?
Buddy, it was never a consideration of mine. I never had growth in mind when I was running the log cabin. I ran it. Great point by Chris Perlkop, showing that he's a multi-tool player. When I started log cabin with 6 teams, and I grew it to 18, I just told everybody it was full. There's no room, because I didn't have the time or energy to grow it. And when I left it to Vito, I left it to Vito.
Game time.
And within 1 year,
that's ball game, guys.
He's got 2 leagues at 24 teams.
Yep, so Vito, a winner in the log cabin community, but not a winner in this game. The Park Ridge Penguins, 12-4. My 3-game prediction is back in play, Mike.
I mean,
Butchers go back to the starters here, right?
I would imagine. I don't know why. I don't know.
I do. I know why, because I did the same exact thing, because we want to get our players reps, and you know, I think for us, especially early in the season, it's bigger than this whole thing is bigger than
anything.
A sweep, right?
Yeah.
And I get it. I did the exact same thing. We were up 10-4, and we lost the game, bringing our subs in, and here the Butchers make the decision to bring in their subs. It backfires. Bridget Reedy.
I got to say, that was a benchmark win for the Penguins.
Well,
I'm proud of Bridget.
she almost went the distance. She should have gone the distance without shooting. The one time that she decided to shoot was, and it's fine, whatever, 12-4 victory. We got to update, refresh here.
And I'm looking at the stats here, and I don't think that, accurately reflects the impact Bridget had on the game. She was excellent. She had one bad frame, and I think that skewed the stats quite a bit, but she was very consistent otherwise, especially in that frame where she got those 2 back wall points where they left it very short and gave her a lot of room, but she tucked them real close to the Plino, closing with 3 there, and I think it was an overall great performance. I think I agree with you. I think that shot was an outrageous call, but with the big lead, I think they decided to gamble, and it didn't pay off.
I'm seeing, what are you seeing, Mike? I mean, obviously I've talked a lot about Dave Crone. Anyone else stepping up as somebody on the court that, might have swung that game one way or the other?
Well, mean, Bridget won 1-for-1 singles, right? She played singles once. They won the game once.
Patrick had a tough one.
I mean, really trying to scrape, and what do you
Chris Prokop shooting 4 for 5.
4 for 5. They needed a good shoot. They needed a good shooting performance from somebody, and Chris Prokop delivered in this game.
Do we see? I'm curious. I think the real tell will be next week when we see the starting lineups come out for the Penguins. I know that there was a consideration actually at bringing Prokop into the starting lineup this week for week 2. I talked to Nick Draus. You know, if you didn't get a chance, you can go back and watch his interview at the beginning of the broadcast. But I talked to him yesterday. You know, teams are required to submit starting lineups 24 hours in advance. He asked if he would be able to. They had practice last night. He asked if he could wait till after practice and see how his players looked in practice. And I said, no, you got to play by the rules, just like everybody else does. But I know that was one of his considerations, was potentially starting Prokop this week. So would not be surprised at all to see him start Chris Prokop over Sean Crone in week 3. I think a lot of that will depend on this game. I would imagine the Penguins come out. I would imagine they go back to Vanessa. I would imagine that Prokop and Dave Crone stay in on the single side. That's my prediction for starting lineup game 3 for the Penguins.
What about moving Vanessa to the double side? Is there any credence? I guess not, right?
What do you do with Dave Crone? Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it doesn't work. Again, a team that favors rolling to shooting until somebody really steps up, and maybe Chris Prokop will be that person. They're going to have to keep Vanessa on the single side because Dave has proven to be their best roller through 5 games.
And for the Fulton Market Butchers, back to the original starting lineup. What do you think?
Has to be.
It has to be. They're trying to close, and
they did the thing that we did last week.
Yep.
Maurizio and Vito got their bench playing time. Good for them. And now it's time to send them home. Right? It's time to finish the job.
And guys, their bench can play well. You know, they didn't execute, and they essentially got murdered by the Penguins bench. You know, so I think they want to win the match. They want to, you know, they lost last week, if you remember, and they would love to even it out and go 1-1. So you got to go with what you know with the starters. And from what I saw in the first game, I couldn't imagine any reason to pull any one of those 3 players. They all played excellent.
What do you think of the decision for the Butchers to put Maurizio back in towards the end of that game? Do you think they?
Yep,
we did the same thing.
Jinx.
They waited till it was, 11-2, 11-4?
I think they waited a little longer than we did, but Alex looked at me in our first game and goes, hey, let's go in and win this game. And, you know, I sailed my final ball to keep us in that game. Maurizio was playing great, and we did not have enough time to come back and win that game, but we went into the third game. We actually went with our bench in the third game and agreed with the captains of the other team. We're like, you know, when we get to 5, we're just going to play it how we play it. And we came back in, and it was a real duel. I couldn't imagine the Butchers not going with their top 3.
Yeah, it's got to happen. If they want to close this, which I think they do, they want a winning series.
It's McDee's birthday. I mean, you're going to lose the series on your birthday?
How do you feel about her beating you out for player of the match last week?
I think the people spoke, and I support women in sports, and if you watch the broadcast, you know what happened. You know, we won the series, and I made 2 of the greatest shots of my lifetime, and they were caught on camera forever, and I was very happy with that, and my mom was proud, Misha was proud, and I'm good enough with that. I'll take a win. I'm not here for accolades, Mike. I'm here to win games.
Well, so far in the Chicago Bocce League, 4 matches, 4 game 3s.
How about it?
We'll be underway shortly with tonight's game 3. But in the meantime, you can scan the QR codes on your screen to register for the 2026 ABC Open. at the gorgeous Palazzo de Bocce in Lake Orion, Michigan, just north of Detroit. One of the best tournaments of the year. For my money, I'd say that's the, we've talked about different tournaments being feeling like the national championships. Best of the best singles feels like the singles national championship. The Morrow Fraught, I would say, feels like doubles. For my money, ABC Open feels like the four-person national championship. Some of the best representation from around the country. And it looks like we're getting underway here.
Thanks, Mike.
On our future court.
That means a lot, and we think our tournament's great. And I will add to that, I think it's the best tournament in America because if you love bocce, you're going to play a lot of it.
And there's so many great tournaments and players for players. You mentioned the Morrow Fraught in Ohio, in Western New York, and Western PA. It's hard for Californians and people from Kansas City and St. Louis and Toronto to make that commute for a double elim, even though we do agree that a double elim is a great representation of the best team of that weekend. So the ABC Open for us is a chance to really put a weekend on the calendar to bring everybody from near and far together and play good bocce.
And again, we're not saying, I feel it's the best tournament because I love bocce and I love being around people from all across the country and Canada and playing excellent bocce at a high level, having the silver with the enthusiasts, earning their first wins. And like we said, guaranteed 6 games. It's a lot of bocce. It's worth the trip. It's kind of a bocce vacation.
And as proud as we are of the Chicago Bocce Club, and we're so proud of these courts in this facility. There's only 3 indoor courts and 2 outdoor courts at Palazzo. You have 10 courts. It's a literal palace. If you haven't made it to Palazzo de Bocce, you should. Great ball by Bridget. And
earns herself a little waddle from Mickey on the bench.
And Mike, Bridget starting singles again. The ball's dead, right?
We will have to see. Looks like
that ball
Jeff is not going to remove the ball. Our replay glitched on that one. It must have hit the top. I didn't hear anything other than the wood there. Must have just been the top corner of the wood, which is in play here, the Chicago Bocce League.
It's a convenient broken replay, Mike.
Jeff Giegold, our official on the court, calls it live. We trust Jeff.
In Jeff, we trust.
There's no chance he would have missed that call if it went out. He's been waiting all season to pull the ball.
If anybody, yes. Jeff is not going to hesitate to call any fouls. Last ball of the frame for the Penguins.
Oh, nice.
That is a good close.
Ball.
That is a really good close from Bridget. That's going to save them a lot of trouble.
You see anything wrong with that roll, Mike?
No. Bridget has... she could have been a little bit more aggressive if she wanted to, but with her front ball being a good ball, tough to tell if her front ball beat Maurizio's other ball. This ball is going to be short. Butchers are going to start this one off 1-0. Bridget, I'm sure, I would imagine that you guys heard her say the same thing that I heard her say over the last month or so of practice. One of her goals for the CBL is to be the best back wall pointer in the league. And
same.
You saw it right there.
Well, after my performance last week, I got a long way to go. A lot of dead balls.
As predicted, the Butchers go back to their starters.
Maurizio kneeled down over by his bench holding court.
Patrick.
What do you think he's saying to the team over there?
I don't know. Patrick had a tough game. I mean, I think there's no reason to beat around the bush. That might have been certainly a step back from last week for him.
This ball's on an island.
A little stutter by Chris. Yeah, footwork was a little off.
Looking down at his hand.
Something funny there right out of the gate. Watch this. See it?
It looked pretty awkward, yeah. Well, they're going to abandon the shot, and Dave Crone is going to have to put in a great point. Otherwise, the Butchers are going to have 3 balls back this frame. If this ball falls a little bit more towards Paulino, he's going to beat it. Perfect speed, Dave Crone. Just a little bit outside. Ball's in a good position defensively speaking. We've seen a similar situation a bunch of times throughout the course of this match. Dave does not want this next ball to end up. It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world because it's so close to the Butcher's ball, but Dave would like this ball to be more, at the very least, on the other side of the Butcher's ball. That is not a great position for that ball. Butchers, 1 ball left still for the Penguins, but Butchers will be looking at shooting the front ball. Paulino double target.
Yeah, Paulino's looking juicy right now, Mike.
Bridget from the sideline there suggesting that Prokop puts one deep. Looks like that's what he's doing.
Chris looks great with those shoes.
Oh, he's not? He's just pointing here? If this ball ends up behind Paulino, it's a great ball. It's too far removed, though. You see Maurizio indicating.
He likes front ball.
Yeah, right side of the front ball. Really, you're shooting the left side of Paulino?
Right. Let's see what angle Vito takes here. All right, that's good. Way outside.
Terrible miss.
My goodness.
This is one of the. Tonight has just been I don't even know the word to use. Whatever the opposite of a clinic is in shooting.
A lot of missed shots.
And these players are better than this. You got to wonder, is it nerves still in week 2? Is it the change in environment? Maybe they played better with 150 people around the court. Tonight we've started off with about 75, probably down to 50-ish here.
I think from running some drills here in Chicago, I think that, the 70 to 80% shooting rate in Ohio is a lot closer to 60 here in Chicago. They're better shooters. They are. And so for me to fall from 60 to 50 on any given night is not necessarily. Ooh, aggressive.
What
aggressive
a fortunate break.
Aggressive play there. It took me totally out of my train of thought.
I mean,
I saw Vito lining that up, and I literally
He's
stopped.
upset with that because he missed that a foot and a half left and got the craziest kick.
No, I think he is shooting.
I mean, he's got to be shooting point ball there, or the second point, right?
Yeah, second point, but I think second point was the ball on the left there.
Oh,
It's funny.
I think he hit his target. I
Sure
think.
enough.
Hunter, it's funny that you mentioned practice because you don't need a shot's a shot, right? A rough is a rough. I mean, these are Coleone courts. They're Coleone courts at Highwood. They're a little wider here. I do think the breadth of 12-foot courts gets to people. I see at the ABC Open every year, all those 80% Ohio shooters, those shooting percentages go way down.
way
right?
down. With the exception of Croce.
Yeah, Anthony Croce. Frank DeSillo famously said, these courts are too big. I'm not coming back. So the width of, 12 plus feet side to side does make that target a little bit smaller. I think nerves are in play. And again, I just think that there's a lot of room for improvement, and I think that the Ohio shooters are the best shooters in the country. And from what I've seen around the country, Chicago's not necessarily, maybe the second best.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, sorry, New York. I always put your whole region together. New York's the second best. Yeah, absolutely. Ohio, PA,
Pennsylvania.
Ohio,
yeah.
PA, New York, that region, right? And then the next region is
The Midwest.
Well, the next region is wherever Jose Boto is standing.
Big shot for Bridget. Ooh. That's good.
But yeah, I would say in general, the level of shooting, the level of talent overall shooting and the inclination, the likelihood to shoot as opposed to pointing decreases the further left you go, or the further west you go.
I agree.
Carlo in the chat asking, what about California? And that's a good point, but I think California and Chicago play a very similar game. It's that USBF focused game. That was the game that I saw and I was introduced to until I went over to Ohio and New York and got my ass kicked. So I think we're right about the same, Carlo. No, we don't act like California doesn't exist. We respect California. We're really proud of our friend Jeff Ellsworth with a big win in Vegas over fellow Californians.
There you go. That's a big ball by Bridget.
The Bernardis. Bernardis, another famous horse family.
Indeed.
Horse racing.
Saratoga. Bernardis love Saratoga. 2 balls back here for the Butchers. Yeah, California, it's an interesting point to bring up. I think most of it is just that we don't see California teams at a lot of the tournaments that we go to. We hardly ever see California teams, in fact.
And, you know, California tournaments don't see a lot of us. It's just, I mean, there's just a huge gap between the Midwest and the West Coast where we're all relatively interconnected here from Chicago to New York. And even Toronto, you know, in the mix, and we're all
great shooters up there too. I do see people getting wound up in the chat, so I will say that these are hyper broad regions. We make the mistake a lot in Chicago of referring to good bocce as Ohio. which very much encompasses Rochester, New York.
It's where I've lost the most and the hardest.
Yeah,
so.
And it's not just Ohio. It's just people that are better than us.
Yes, Dad, Connecticut too. A lot of great players in Connecticut.
And then Miles talking about 2 different roles. Miles, I roll different at every place I play at.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately, not everyone has the luxury of synthetic courts in their backyard. So they're used to adjusting all the time.
Another one of the most important skills in bocce, especially if you're going to travel and play tournaments, the ability to adjust and adjust quickly, especially traveling to play double elimination tournaments. If you're used to playing on synthetic and you got to go play on stone dust, you know, for the World Series or something, you get a tough draw right out the gate. You better have a plan for how you're going to adjust.
Yeah, and I'll add to Miles. Miles says I have 2 different roles. I have infinite roles, whatever it takes. You know, wherever I'm at, I got to adjust to that surface and roll that way. Yeah. Same goes with shooting. Sometimes I throw it high, sometimes I throw it long, sometimes I throw it low and hard, overhand, underhand, off the wall. I mean, you just have to be ready for everything. And that's why the people out east are so feared, is that they're not afraid of any shot.
Apparently, the reports were everyone had to adjust their shooting quite a bit at the World Games last year. Do you remember that, Mike?
At the juniors or in Turkey?
In Turkey.
Yeah, those courts were rough.
Yeah, and everyone said the courts were rough, and that is the world standard. You know, that was the World Games. So there is no level high or low enough that you don't have to adjust to. So you either adjust or you lose.
Speaking of adjusting, over adjust on the second ball there from Dave Crone, and we're going to have 3 balls back for the Fulton Market Butchers. So this is the lineup minus Vanessa, but the lineup on the doubles, minus Vanessa on the single side. This is the lineup on the double side that we predicted for the Penguins coming into this game. Chris Prokop replacing Sean Crone at shooter, and Fulton Market Butchers back to their original lineup. Vito Bonsante.
Big shot.
Nice shot.
Great Paulino shot.
That's fine.
Unfortunately,
he's going to get 2. He should have got 3, but that's fine. It's a good shot. Nice shot. Hit the top of the Polino, right, Mike?
Lucky you kept that Polino on the court, too. It was inching off. It should be an easy 2 and a lead change here. Or, I'm so sorry. Should double their total. All right.
Mike, when you're the shooter in that situation where Vito just had to roll a ball within 12 feet, but you haven't got a lot of rolling practice yet in these games. Are you just trying to beat the closest ball, or are you looking at this as opportunity to be as close to the Plano as possible?
Neither. I'm going to pick a spot that's like halfway between where my ball needs to be in the Paulino, and I'm going to roll for that spot.
Good insight. I like that.
That's good. Then you have a variance either direction if anything goes wrong.
And you get a roll you have a target that you're rolling at, so you get you're able to kind of calibrate yourself a little bit. Are we going to see a Sotomayor shot from Bridget? No, we're not.
Nice shot.
Hey, stick with what you know. Good shot.
This is another, this is a challenge of a Paulino here from Maurizio saying, I don't believe that you're going to pull out your stick shot, so I'm going to put the Paulino short, and there you see it. After the first hit, she hits the ball but does not maintain point, and now ball advantage back to Maurizio. And now Maurizio has a chance to stick 3 times for a big frame. Some of these players, Bridget has a great stick shot, but she hasn't pulled it out yet. A lot of these players, too. I mean, as much as we talk about the shooting struggles, that's another aspect of it, is these players have stick shots. They're just not confident enough to go to them. And Maurizio, big miss.
Yeah, that's unexpected.
Right over half court. This ball's not short. It's perfect speed, just enough to backdoor it.
Now, do we have the guts to shoot this out?
She should.
The ball advantage?
She absolutely should shoot this. I would love to see her pull out the Sotomayor stick shot. I don't think she will.
Here we go.
No, she's not going to. You could see her. You could see that one out of her hand.
Not really committed to it.
She kind of held onto it for like a second too long.
Yeah, no follow through.
Still almost got it.
Almost.
She could make 2 with this ball. This line looks. Oh, it just.
Let's get a chip here.
Oh, it kind of trickled. It kind of looked like it was going left and then right a little bit, and then.
Yeah. Okay.
And just another sloppy frame in this match. We talked about it before this match. Coming into this week are 3 matchups. Our first place in the South versus first place in the North, second place in the South versus second place in the North, and third place in the South versus third place in the North. This is the third place matchup. Of course, all the teams have only played 1 match, but these 2 teams certainly playing like third place teams.
And somehow in a sloppy frame, the worst ball was the wide open closer there. That was another one, phoning it in. If Maurizio commits to every shot,
could be
very tough to beat. Very tough to beat. And if he takes a ball off, anything can happen.
Well, I think he commits to his pace. I think that for him, and for me, this doesn't work for me, but for him, he keeps a very quick pace. He doesn't overthink it. He immediately steps into his rhythm. And I think, more times than not, that works for him, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes you think, God, if he took 2 more seconds, that's a layup.
All day point.
Yeah.
All day point. And now we've seen, 3 points in this match that were gimmies for a player of his level.
As much as these 2 teams have struggled so far this match, it really leaves it open to one player to come in and close out this game strong and potentially make a big difference.
Yeah, and we see Sean Croton warming up over here in the bullpen. I wonder if he's going to be coming back in, and I wonder for who.
So Hunter asked, hey, Hunter, good to see you in the chat. Looking forward to seeing you again soon. The jerseys, right, home and away. Great question.
That is an absolute fail there.
5 out of 6 of the teams have both a home and an away jersey. Generally speaking, the home jersey is the lighter one. The away jersey is the darker one. The home team gets to set the tone with their preferred balls. And if the away team's balls are too similar, then they would have to switch to their second set of balls. One of the teams does have only a black jersey, so teams will move around that if needed. But there isn't It's pretty simple. Home and away. Home team's bench is on the 1v1 side. And that's about it. There's not a ton of home court advantage.
And the 6th team that only has one jersey. Oh my goodness, what's happening here?
It's borderline tough to watch. You feel for these players too. These are good players. These are experienced tournament players. I don't know what is going on tonight.
Oh my goodness. Can you top this? And by top, I mean bottom.
There's just a little lapse in this game. That's got to get up too, huh?
Penguins 1 point sitting there, 2 balls back. They'll take the outside line on the wall side.
This is a huge opportunity for the Penguins.
Big
They
opportunity,
need 3 points here. They need 3 points here at least. When the Butchers starters give you this opening, if you don't take advantage of this, I mean, you might as well pack it up. That's a good ball from Chris.
Yeah, that might be
I
a
don't know if it's going to make it. That's nothing.
Yeah, they'll get one in.
I don't know.
Got to be.
Well, whether or not this ball in
It's got to be a roll on that ball. How do you,
shouldn't really change the call. I suppose it could change the line that you take a little bit as far as how aggressive you're going to be. Like if this ball is not in, you got to be aggressive and try and go for 3 here. I mean, both teams are struggling to manufacture points. It's only 1 point.
Joey, I appreciate the compliment in the chat. We are trying to elevate the experience with the commentary. There's a great crowd. The courts are gorgeous. Mike's looking great in his suit. Oh, no.
Good
Jeez.
Lord.
This is one of the we have seen. I don't mean to keep being overly negative, but we're commentating on sports, right? We got to be somewhat objective. That was one good ball that frame, 1 for 8.
Yeah, we gotta step it up. The Penguins and Butchers have to step it up. We're representing more than ourselves on these courts. We're representing our neighborhoods and our cities: Park Ridge, Fulton Market, Log Cabin, Mazzini Verde, Highwood Bocce Club. Everyone's being represented here. Chicago is being represented. So let's dig in a little bit here, boys and girls, and let's turn the tides and finish strong. That's all we want to see, Mike.
Sean Kronbach into the game on the singles side for the Penguins, posting a +3 so far this match.
Showing it is possible to roll a ball within 4 feet.
A little bit of life here for the Penguins.
I mean, all things considered, they can't be that upset with 5-2.
I mean, after the last frame.
I mean, they should be 5-5, right? Yeah. Or it should be
5-4, yeah. At the very least, you got to get 2 points out of that last frame.
It's got a chance.
Hey,
There.
how about this?
We're back. Hey, we're playing bocce again.
It's an easy game, folks. We're rolling balls at balls.
We get to watch some bocce for a little bit.
Sean
And if you're
Mertz.
watching, good or bad, you know you've done it thousands of times too.
Ball going to make it.
It's called bocce, folks.
Okay.
Jeff Giegold calls it short.
Okay, worst ball of this frame would have been the best ball of the last 3 frames.
Is he shooting? What are you doing? Don't. Why?
Paulino?
Nice shot.
But why? Now Sean can shoot twice for 4 points now. Just absolutely despicable game calling this entire match. Terrible.
Where's he going to point the ball now?
Horrible. I mean, what's he going to do now? Shoot Paulino?
I think so. No, not even. Ah, that's a smart ball. Is that going to get
Where's
there?
it going?
Is that going to get there?
Is that short?
Well, he's putting his ball over near Sean's balls. If I'm Sean, I'm probably still shooting this.
What is the count?
5-2. Shoot.
What's the count?
Is that even in? I think it's in. He's looking at it. He's going to shoot it. I love it. Aggressive call, Sean Crone. See if it pays off. And he missed. I mean, I'm searching for something nice to say. Somebody give me something positive to say, because this is... The first shot from Sean was a great shot. I'll say that.
Yeah, and Hunter in the chat says, players will get more comfortable. It is nerve-wracking. I mean, we were out there last week. It feels different, right? Putting the jersey on. I mean, this...
and for some players, Alex, I mean, it elevated my experience. It's everything I ever hoped for.
Of course
is a lively environment.
Second best player of the match.
Playing to the moment.
Your Fulton Market Butchers brought to you by Goat Coats, custom reversible jackets made from sports jerseys. Each coat is one of a kind, designed to showcase your favorite players, teams, and personal style. Check them out and see how your favorite jersey can become your new favorite jacket. GoatCoats.com, code CBL15 for 15% off. Thank you to Goat Coats. And also by Cranium AI. Securing the AI revolution with a purpose-built platform for AI governance and security. Cranium.ai. There's a great ball from Dave Crone.
Player of the match.
Yeah, let's hear it in the chat, folks. Who are your nominees for player of the match? Vito Bonsante.
Nice ball.
Not the easiest shot for a righty down that left fence. Ball was on an island. Nicely done.
Hey, there you go, Mike. You can keep it positive.
All right. You hit a shot, I'll say something nice.
Is Cranium powering the Elmwood Park Eagles Instagram account?
That would be a question for somebody else. That ball is just barely going to be in it. Not a terrible ball. It covers the line. It forces the Butchers to kind of make an interesting decision here. Maurizio's going to show Lauren how much room she has. One ball each for Vito and Lauren. Lauren's probably going to take the direct line and give herself a chance at chipping on her own front ball. It's probably only got to go about 8 or 10 inches to be the point. She could make 2.
I want to see McD Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, she gave herself a chance to touch the front ball.
Spicy.
And it's still gone.
But she didn't have to hit it that hard.
That ball was running faster than CB Skeet.
I like the joke a lot better now that I understand it. Oh, no. Oh, God. Well,
You want a positive spin?
yeah, the positive spin for the Butchers is that this is the same amount of room that they gave the Penguins 2 frames ago, and they didn't do anything with it 2 frames ago.
Chris needs a big point here. He's an excellent pointer on short and long courts, and he's just not found his rhythm yet. I really hope these balls get in just to get his confidence back up. That looks good. Is that going to be enough?
Short.
A little too fancy. All right, now let's hope he just tucks it in here and doesn't try and bump it and sail it like he did the last frame. And guys, when we talk about a bump, I always tell players, it's not a bump. It's a roll at a ball. If you bump it, it's a bonus.
Right.
But if you think bump, you're going to sail the ball. So
That's
just
good.
think point.
That's good.
Always think point.
Yeah,
Nice
exactly.
ball, Chris.
Exactly. It's rolling at Polino speed at the target. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But people automatically add 5 or 6
They hear the
feet to it.
they hear the word bump and just sail it, and it's like even if you did bump, that's not going to work at that speed. You know, it's just point at the ball, and if you get a bump, great. If you don't, you're going to squeeze in for a point.
Your Park Ridge Penguins brought to you by J&M Tap, established in 1974, proudly serving our thirsty patrons for over 51 years. Full-service bar serving snacks, beer, wine, and liquor. Our draft beer taps are constantly rotated to provide a variety of American and European beer selections. jmtap.com. 975 North Levitt Street, Chicago, Illinois. You can find your Park Ridge Penguins at J&M Tap tonight, shortly after this match concludes. And
Wait, they're all
depending
going?
on the result.
They're all going? You know, if they win this game, I'll go.
That was a good first ball by Sean.
Mauricio,
Little teaser.
electing to point in.
I think
I mean, he's
got it.
He's got it, though. Yeah, I mean, that's a baller call right there. That's an experienced player messing with the minds of his opponents.
I mean, whatever, dude. It's a bad call. It's a great ball. It's a bad call.
And you know, that's the kind of player he is. He's gonna get in your head, and he's gonna outpoint you, and he's gonna deal with the results of a bad call.
You know what? I don't like the call. It's not the worst call. It's certainly not the worst call that we've seen this game.
Oh, Mike,
or this
I didn't
match.
like it. I said it was a baller call.
I like it. I think
I'll agree with that.
Mauricio's one of the best rollers in the country, and I think that he said, "You leave me 2 feet, I'm going to roll it in."
That wasn't 2 feet.
2 Mauricio feet.
Well, curious then that his second ball, you know, he beats a 14-inch point with his first ball. His second ball then is 3 feet. Still has ball advantage. Now he can shoot twice for the frame. Sean did leave his ball with a chance of ricocheting on Paulino. Back to the Sotomano. Beautiful shot,
Hey,
Maurizio Pirelli. Thank you, Maurizio. A bright spot. Something I can clip. Nice, solid hit. Looks like he's sitting 2.
Yeah.
Well, very aggressive call to point with that first ball. And looks like it might pay off. Sean is going to put this in a tough spot.
Well-placed ball. Well-placed
ball.
ball. That's something that these players have to get comfortable with in these courts, is finding the spots where you can tuck it behind the front ball.
Volo, Maurizio Pirelli. Is that enough?
He don't think so.
That's going to be a measure. Mickey's calling Penguins.
Successful Volo.
He's calling Penguins.
That's a hit. Airborne. He caught it on the backside.
Dragging that Paulino over.
He hits this ball backwards.
That's a hit, but I think the Penguins are in.
I mean, that's a hit all day, guys. And you might call that unlucky, but what if he hit the front of the ball instead of the back of the ball?
That's 3, right?
Yep.
Didn't hesitate.
I love the call, too. Volo's not
A Volo from
not all that aggressive, but 2 pretty aggressive calls that frame from Maurizio.
Mike, you're calling for for good television here. He's putting it out there.
Maurizio giving me 2 clippable shots. Thank you, Maurizio. You'll be able to find those shots later on Facebook and Instagram at Chicago Bocce League. You can follow these 2 teams, Fulton Market Butchers and Park Ridge Penguins. Should be pretty easy to find on social media. And as always, you can go to ChicagoBocceLeague.com for more information on all things Chicago Bocce League, as well as to vote on this week's Players of the Match. Who do we want to see nominated from this match, chat? Seems like Dave Crone will be in there.
Another big call here by the Butchers, not shooting, and George, the painter, coming in and dropping a point in.
off the bench.
I mean,
The toxiphyllate. The bowman.
bullseye.
Pro cop, clean, solid hit. Leaves their point in good standing. This is the issue with pointing on that ball, right? Is now you got to. Well, you don't have to do it again. You could shoot now. You got a lot of Paulino and a ball on the backboard. They are going to point again.
Not a care in the world.
Butchers
George the painter.
This looks good.
own most of the backboard.
Mr. Casual.
GTP, a little early on the wall.
Big finger wag from Sean Crone. Why not? Sean Crone, notorious agitator, rabble rouser.
Rabble rouser.
Friend.
Tub thumper.
Ride or die.
Well, ball advantage back to the Penguins. Vito is going all ball here. Would love to have this one clean. A stick would be extra nice in this position. Vito Bonsante. Oh, no. And that's a miss. You can see it on his face when he turns around. They did own most of the backboard, but right side of the Paulino there is no good.
Yeah, and if you're paying attention, these backboards here at the Chicago Bocce Club react differently than most courts I've played on.
They're tight. Everything's tight. Everything's new. It's so new, it's not even open yet.
Yeah, it's muted.
And this has got to sit.
Now, the Penguins might want to take a look at shooting their own ball off the wall here.
And that's what we were just talking about, though, the deadness of the back area.
I like 2 here, Mike.
Yeah, I like 2 points here, man. That looks like a risky shot to me, and I think you could chip one of those balls in, and everything kind of.
And it's Dave Crone. Hasn't shot a ball all season, right?
Well, Prokop's got 1 ball, too.
Oh, sure. So I like 3. I like
Dialed
3.
in.
Great ball.
Dialed in, Dave. They call him the did.
Prokop can't be short here. A lot of balls to touch in the back. Just got to have the right line.
Mike, you didn't get a lot of traction in the chat when you asked about other players of the match. I mean, does Maurizio stay in? I mean, he's got the toughest job, right? And he hasn't played bad.
Prokop gave it a chance. Just didn't quite have the right line.
I mean, I'm Dave Crone all day. I got Maurizio. And we'll see. We'll see who steps up to close this game out.
I mean, maybe a little GTP.
GTP for sure. Penguins have somehow brought their shooting average up a couple of points. Still under 50%, though.
Who's going to win this game? Sean playing pretty good.
Sean came back in with a purpose.
Yeah. I mean,
he's been playing excellent since he came back in.
If Sean guts this out of the single side, he could be in contention too.
For sure. We saw him warming up on the bullpen court between games. Not a lot of players utilizing the bullpen court so far.
Wow.
This season. Maurizio Pirelli splits the uprights and ball advantage and the lead now for the Park Ridge Penguins. It's looked like we were headed for a blowout after game 1. Butchers kind of take their foot off the gas, put the subs in for game 2. And now they find themselves in a real precarious position.
This would be a
look at Sean
devastating,
facing away, talking to the crowd.
This would be a devastating loss for the Butchers.
Maurizio favoring Paulino. That shot was all Paulino. He's probably why he misses in between, especially on the second shot, is he's probably going for the right side of Paulino. Same thing again there.
This is a good lead for the Penguins.
Most likely figuring that he's not going to go between. Again, that's a great Paulino shot from Maurizio. He's going all Paulino there.
And what an excellent answer from Sean Crone there. Really turning up the heat.
Yeah, now he's got 2-1.
Maurizio with a Jimmy P ball. He rolled
that
one.
Ball?
He rolled that one like less than 2 seconds after Sean's ball stopped rolling.
Not bad.
That's a great seal.
With the last ball, not bad. Sean's got to be thinking points here, though, right?
Yeah, I think he took tight. I mean, where does that ball go?
I love shooting. Yeah. I love shooting this ball. Even if you combo on your own ball, you probably still end up with a point.
Paulino? No.
Look at this. Sean Crone, full court point. That looks like it's in.
Yeah.
2 times. He's got a ball back. This could be a 10-6 game real quick. Sean Crone into the match. And this, we talked about it earlier in the match. The way that both teams have struggled so much. It could be, one player could make such a big difference by coming in and executing. Did Sean sell the second point, or did he make 3? Courtney Strickland calling 2 from behind. The only fingers that matter here are Jeff Giegold's.
Yeah,
2 times,
difference.
9-6, and that is 7 straight points for the Park Ridge Penguins.
I'm back in, guys. I'm totally engaged in this game right now.
Getting exciting.
First time both teams have eclipsed 5 points in a match.
Dialed in.
Dave Crone
On top.
wrestling that POTM back from Sean.
Sticking with George shooting.
He's got this underhand shot. Hoping for a good break on the backboard with Paulino.
No fear of this guy.
I love it. No fear. That obviously was not
Crone.
a good break.
Sorry, Dave Crone, what a ball.
Great shot by George. This is not the wrong side of the ball. This is just
That's
an
just
unfortunate leave.
praying for a break and not getting it.
And right on time, Hunter asking about timeouts being utilized, and it looks like we have our first timeout of the third game being used. It's 3 timeouts per team per game, and this is the first one of the third game.
I don't hate either decision that the Butchers could make here. If you point, though, you got to leave this ball in the court. It can't really be an aggressive point. You got to leave it in the court, give your shooter a double target. And look at this, George taking the first shot and rolling the first point.
Unbelievable.
This ball has to stay in the court, and it will.
It's a good ball.
It's a very good defensive ball, but it really doesn't do much for the team for the rest of the frame. Now they're going to shoot.
Shoot point.
Got to shoot point.
Vito Bonsante.
Courtney and Alicia look like they're frozen.
Saw ghost.
Oh,
This could be game. I mean, 3 balls back.
Courtney is admitting that was not a ghost at all.
hey, big shot by Vito.
Potential game saver.
Huge shot.
Now we're going to see if Prokop has the guts here.
Yeah, I mean, this makes the call easy for the Penguins, though. If Prokop hits this to the left side of the court, could be game. Should be game. This is a pretty peculiar angle that he's shooting from cross court.
Lefty. Yeah, good timeout by Sean there. I would like to see it before that ball. Just give him a minute to get his head straight. You can win the game on this frame. You still can, right?
Yeah, just not walking into the fire like that.
I don't like this timeout. I think it's a pretty straightforward call. You're going to shoot this again. I would like the timeout before the first shot. Now your shooter just took a shot. Let him shoot again. Now he's going to walk all the way down the court, all the way back up the court. The call is going to be the same, right? You should shoot this ball.
I think they changed the call. It looks like Sean's calling for a shot on that ball on the wall. Now let's see if I read that right, but it looks like they're shooting their own ball.
I don't understand the angle,
pointing,
like I said last time, from Prokop. Is he going to give Dave a double target to use? What do we?
No, Dave would be giving Chris the double target.
You would think, but why? Then why is Prokop pointing here? Is he going to try and move something?
I think Prokop is better at bumping and chipping.
Early. Did Vito save the game for the Butchers?
I think so. We saved this frame.
Wow. Point. Courtney looks confused. So does Mike.
That's got to hit the Polino.
It did.
I don't know.
That's very close. 1 green's the call. Green is
What?
Butchers.
What a great shot by Vito to save that frame.
Yeah.
My goodness, I didn't know I didn't know what was happening there. And
nice roll by Dave, too, by giving himself a chance, being aggressive. Obviously,
can't be short there, right?
It's a good roll. It didn't work out, but it's a good roll.
Now I don't know what's going to happen, guys. I bet this is going to be a great ball, though.
You'd be right there, Andy.
Player of the match, Andy Zimmerman. This match.
Oh, broadcaster of the match. Bodum. And Sean electing roll. I think Mauricio's challenging Sean's Rafa here. He's like, I don't think you can outpoint me back here, and I'd bet you're a 50-50 shooter back here. So I'm going to try and take the game into my own hands here and put the ball in the back area. He did that against me, too.
Sean liked that point good enough to shoot this. What do the Penguins have to do to get their shooting there?
To practice? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think practice with intention.
Right.
You know, there's anybody can throw.
Scrimmaging.
Anybody can scrimmage. That's a great ball by Sean.
Yeah, great
anybody can scrimmage and play games. Also, anybody can take reps and shoot, but there's a difference between practicing with intention and just phoning it in and going through the motions. And I don't know. I can't speak to their practice. I can't say what they're doing, but I know that when my shot is off, I practice with intention and I figure out what's wrong, and I come back and play the right way.
Maurizio Pirelli, that's a bad break for the Butchers. 3-1 advantage, hits the Paulino out of the court. Great shot. If that had stayed in the court, they would have been very well positioned.
League leader in Paulino's off the court.
Sure, I'd believe it.
Nobody in the building's happier.
I promise you.
Nobody in the building's happier than Sean Crone right now, because he had a couple rough balls. He had a great third ball, but that was his third ball.
I know.
You need that ball first. Mauricio's going right back to the same place. He's got that locked in. Let's see if he can do it again.
I don't know why Sean doesn't shoot this more cross court.
And Sean's got to put a tricky ball back there, because there's very few balls in the corner Mauricio can't negotiate. Whether it's pointing or shooting or nicking it off the wall. He's got all that in his game. This is a great ball by Sean.
Yeah, it was good ball.
Yeah, got space on either side. And like we said, these wall shots are tricky. He's probably going to do a Rondina Rafa here.
Look at that.
Dirty.
Great ball.
I bet Sean's going to go in the corner. Yeah, he's going to try a wedge here in the corner on his ball. Try and push him across the back wall and sneak Mauricio's ball out of there. He's going to come in with some velocity here.
Sean Crone, 2-1 for Mauricio.
Andy, you're calling a great game right now. That's 3 for 3 on the last 3 balls.
I love bocce, guys.
I would imagine Mauricio shooting point ball, hoping it.
Oh, wow. Also the league leader in field goals.
I think that was his target. I really do. I think
100%.
he lined up right down the middle.
Oh, yeah. You chip that Polito left, you're sitting in there.
Yeah.
All the pressure's on Sean's last ball, and they got one ball here to cover it up. And one of the best back wall pointers in the country.
Have you ever seen speed golf before? Oh, that's not it.
Oh.
Sean Crone with a chance to win the game.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got to beat Mauricio's ball that's in his center ball. He's probably got about 4 feet.
Yeah.
Player of the match right here.
Sean Crone to win the match for the Penguins. Looks good to me. Is it going to get there? just enough, and the Penguins win the match.
Wow.
One rotation. Sean Crone.
What is that locker room going to sound like tonight?
I'll tell you what it's going to sound like at J&M Tap.
Oh, I meant the opposing locker room, Mike. That is a heartbreaker.
So
12-5 victory in the first game for the Fulton Market Butchers, and then they made some substitutions, and that was it. They were unable to get the momentum back. They were ahead in this game.
5-1.
Yeah, 5-1, 6-2. And then the Penguins closing it out on a 10-1 run.
10-1 run. Last week, Jesse Morris in the booth said the Penguins are a team that's going to rely heavily on vibes, and I think that's what they did there in Game 3. A lot of switches.
We're going to get
Sean Crone saving the day, so he pulls himself out, right, and then he starts Game 3 without himself, and then he sees the game sort of tanking in the wrong direction, puts himself in on the single side, and sort of rewrites the script of the Penguins' entire season.
It's a big win for them.
You guys are looking at the stats. We're looking at them live with you right now. You know what I see more than anything is a lot of yellow on the Butcher side when they had a lot of green last week. So
yeah, you can see their rolling percentage 10 points below the season average. Shooting percentage 4 points below the season average, and of course also affecting the season average. Joining us in the booth, watch your footwork there, Mr. Sean Crone. Sean, how's it feel to get one under the belt?
Oh, it was awesome. Ecstatic.
Nice.
It's a Penguin.
Yeah, their first Penguin.
Yeah,
nice.
First Penguin. We expect a lot of those.
that was your first time jumping to the single side?
Yep.
Yep.
I was playing a lot with Vanessa on the ones yesterday in practice, and just felt confident. Played Mo a bunch. Took a bunch of money off him, no big deal.
Talk to us about some of the substitution decisions that you made over the course of that match. How did you feel going after Game 1? You made a big roster or big lineup change, rather.
So Game 1, Dave was pointing out of his mind, and we wanted to work in the rest of the squad. So we got B in on the one. She did great. Pro Cop is always next in line behind me for the shooter position.
And notably, Vanessa. Did Vanessa play at all after Game 1?
No. No, it went Vanessa, Bridget, me.
Vanessa wasn't feeling good tonight. That's what I heard.
Yeah, she's been sick past couple days,
Okay.
but she was lights out in practice yesterday. And then, her and Mo play a lot, and I think, he just knew what to expect a little bit more.
We're going into week 3 now with a match win under the belt. Should we expect to maybe see any starting lineup changes for the Penguins?
Yeah, so we want to get Mickey involved. He's going to be starting next week.
Mickey Narowski going to be starting next week?
Mickey Narowski's going to be starting next week. He's a killer, man. You'll see. We just haven't had the chance to get him in there. I'm going to be out of town Wednesday, so I'm probably sitting the whole Thursday. I just got a lot of travel going on. I'll be tight.
Fish,
and I got a deep squad.
Is it fish business stuff?
Fish business stuff.
Yeah, sure, of
Fish
course.
business.
So
well, we're not mentioning they're not sponsors.
Okay, so I got to ask you, if you were voting for player of the match, is it Sean Crone or Dave Crone?
Dave Crone. Dave Crone all day.
I thought he was fantastic.
Yeah, I want to see what those stats are. They got to be.
He rolled great, but obviously we got to give a lot of credit to you because you shifted that momentum. You guys were down 5-1, 6-2. You felt like the game was maybe getting a little out of control, made a few subs, and it was the right call at the right time to bring yourself in 1v1 versus Mauricio. Just a little disruption, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to leave her, give her. She played great.
Yep.
But yeah, we needed a momentum shift.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for making that call, acting as not only a good player tonight, but also a good manager.
Thanks, pal.
And before the game, Nick Drous told us that there was a concentrated effort to just slow down a little bit. And Mike and I noticed right away, in your first couple balls, it was like you'd run up to the line and then there'd be like a little bit of that too. So that seemed to play into the strategy tonight.
Yeah, we focused on that a lot yesterday. Just slowing down everything, about better communication today, and we saw it pay off. So
yeah, good communication, good rolls. Got to get that shooting percentage up as a team, though.
Oh, it's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming. Small sample sizes.
Yeah, did that feel like from our angle, from where we're sitting and watching, that was just a real sloppy match? Did it feel sloppy on the court, or
at times it was. I mean, but when the balls are getting shot constantly, so the target's always moving, and you just got to get it closer than your opponent. Because I mean, Dave's putting it on top every time, and then they're hitting it. It goes wherever,
Anything?
A lot of movement.
Yeah, and the Butchers, they seem to stick to a similar game plan as they did last week. Nothing. They didn't throw anything at you that you couldn't anticipate.
No, George the pointer.
And George the shooter, apparently.
George
too.
the shooter. We call him George the pounder when he's hitting them like that.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, congratulations, Sean, on your first match win.
Thanks, pal.
And
yeah, good job.
We'll see you at J&M Tap.
No, I'm going to bed.
They're a sponsor. You're supposed to just say yes.
Oh yeah, J&M Tap.
975 North Lovett.
75 North Lovett.
975. Well, congratulations to the Park Ridge Penguins on their first match win of the season in history.
There you go.
The history.
Park Ridge on the map. Shout out to Log Cabin Bocce, American Bocce Company. The two organizations collectively make up that entire roster. And now they can say they've won a semi-professional bocce match.
Nice. Well, there you have it, folks. Park Ridge Penguins take down the Fulton Market Butchers in 3 games. We will be back on Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Central, for our other 2 matches of Week 2. We've got... I'm trying to remember the matchups.
Sure. The morning matchup is the Jacks versus the Stallions. That's at 11 a.m., 12 Eastern. And then shortly thereafter is my team, the Billy Goats. And we will once again be pouring free beer for all those in attendance. The Bucktown Billy Goat Italian-style Pilsner and a rotating second draft from Chaos Brewing. And we are playing the Elmwood Park Eagles. Elmwood Park will have a watch party at Union Tap in Elmwood Park. And I'm sure they'll be coming out ready to avenge their loss from last week.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We will also be live this week on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern for the OBL All-Star Game. It'll be a very special event to watch, the first ever semi-pro All-Star Game. Maybe we'll see some All-Stars for Chicago from tonight's match. They better play better than that, though. Most of them. Yeah, cool. Until then, this has been a production of the Bocce Broadcast Network from everybody here at the Chicago Bocce Club. Alex Guerra, Mike Sheldone, and until Saturday at 10:30 Central, you take it easy.